Hydra's got a spark, XSV don't fade. We shine right through the dark. Every head we lose to come back to play. Can't stop the Hydra, not today. Plotting laid the trap, but we slipped right through. XSV Hydra, built for breakthrough. Feel it in your chest, the rift is no one stalling. Everybody live the dream. Feel it in your chest, the rift is no one stalling. Everybody live the dream. Can't hold us back. Ember lead. Ember lead. Every fight. Every can't hold us back. Ember lead. Ember lead. Every fight. Every TSI on the rift, the plot is running deep. Every play we make, the others missing sleep. Always spotting, don't rest. We grind the whole night. Grand finals is the stage we built for this fight. Hydra's wild and fast, but chaos has a cause. Style past the win before the coin is tossed. Feel it in your chest, the rift is no one stalling. Everybody live the dream. Feel it in your chest, the rift is no one stalling. Everybody live the dream. Can't hold us back. Ember lead. Ember lead. Every fight. Ember can't hold us back. Ember lead. Ember lead. Every fight. Ember gone. Can't hold us back. Black, 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 black. Ember lead. Tip, tip, turn it up. Ember lead, Ember lead, Ember lead, Ember lead. Can't hold us back. Ember lead, Ember lead. Every fight. Ember can't hold us back. Ember lead, Ember lead. Every fight. Hey! Can't hold us back.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are here for the lower finals here for Ember's Scorch League. I am Bexon. I am joined here by Rue and also our lovely producer tonight, Last Ravent. This is going to be an exciting matchup against two teams who have a lot to lose. It is all in the line and who gets to go to finals next week. So, Rue, what are you thinking so far before we hit draft?
I'm thinking that XSV Hydra are scary. That's what I'm thinking coming into the series. They are dominant so far. They've only dropped a single game in playoffs to Spaghetti Swire. So they earned the 1 seed through the regular season, and they've been pretty filthy with it since then. A 3-0 in the upper finals, doing a very, very good job of getting to this point in the tournament. Now, hopefully for their sake, able to close things out. We're not going to talk about the lateness of the hour that may or may not have started out. Not going to talk about whose fault that may or may not be, but we're here, we're ready for it. And well, I think with something like that, you may be expecting both teams to be maybe expecting a little bit of a shorter series.
Yeah, we shall see. Bans are already coming in here. Zoe and Zahen here banned out along with Udyr for TSI. We're flying through bans. They did promise us a quick draft, and so far they are. So far, so good.
Yeah, I
But
mean that is a quick set of bans at the very least. So we'll take that as all 6 already through the first rotation. I wouldn't be surprised if the picks take a little bit longer. You typically you take a little bit more thought. But B1 surprised it's taking this long here for TSI. Maybe they didn't expect some things to be banned. Maybe they expected something to be not allowed through, and then just taking the time to pick. It's gonna be Caitlyn first up.
Ooh, strong pick there in the bot side. Definitely want to make sure that that is a strong area, especially with the top laners. I think here being a really big priority. Sivir here picked for Hydra and Karma. Ooh, I love a Sivir Karma bot lane. That's a really aggressive, very forward facing kind of lane.
It is, but it's not really what I would have expected. I had to say, you see the Karma. Obviously, the Civic came first, but you think of Karma, you think of Ezreal alongside. Nothing here either deny what Caitlyn usually would like to go with. So a slight, it's not really a takeaway pick either, but should be very aggressive. Should be able to try and steal away some of that prior from what you typically get in the Caitlyn lane, where they are looking to get as much prior as possible, get that push, get that aggressive side out, and they're going to try that with an army alongside. And since you revealed the Sivir, that's an immobile ADC. I'm going to play Java. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Cataclysm, really scary here as a Sivir, but it is going to be matched here by the Xin Zhao for Hydra. And I do like that. Obviously, that's a very typical kind of jungle matchup. You pick Jarvan, I pick Xin Zhao. Lots of circles are happening here on the map already between
Circles
Karma and Xin Zhao. We love circles.
Are good things.
Also, I do want to apologize. This is grand finals. This is it. This is the end all be all. Hydra versus TSI. My apologies. And both teams are flying through these drafts. I think they want to get on the Rift and showcase why they should come in first here in the league.
Yeah, well, I do hope so.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see Hydra banning away so many. I think you ban away 2 tanks, but like there's always another tank, right? I feel like maybe TSI aren't so comfortable on Cassante, and that's where you're trying to push them towards, or maybe they just have something else that can be a bit safer as that blind. But they're going to take the Orianna as we expect. You blind your mid lane, you counterpick with your top laner. TSI, not many things that can really respond into Orianna either. Like it's not an easy champ to respond into, and then top lane with Sion and Ornn now banned away. Is there anything safe left?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it's really difficult to know how to play into this matchup. I mean, with the Jarvan especially, yeah, okay, that makes sense. The Mordekaiser here picked up.
Just go what you're strong with.
It's fine. Yeah, just we'll take the Mordekaiser. It's fine. We'll take one of your players and make it a 4v4. The question for me will always be, who are you going to be taking to the Death Realm, especially into the team that Hydra is looking to draft so far? So that is always a little bit of a scary kind of pickup for me, but we can talk about that once we see exactly what the full picture is. But yeah, lots of top lane bans here. And it makes it so difficult to know how to play the rest of the map. Syndra here picked up into the Orianna in the mid lane.
Okay.
Again, lots of circles. So many
more circles. We do love circles. I mean, circles are the best shape in League. I've been telling people this for years. Circle is the best shape in League by far. No other shape can really match the power of the circle, especially in multiple circles on the same team. That's when you really start to get the danger, right? Circles do synergize really well. Though maybe Xin Zhao and Orianna with a bit of anti-synergy instead as we head into this counter pick here for Hydra. Mundo taken right at the very end into the Mordekaiser.
Yeah. Now that is a fascinating matchup. I mean, now that we see kind of the clear picture here of exactly what both teams are wanting to do, I do have some questions here, especially for Hydra. I think you already picked up on something that I'm a little worried, not worried, but curious about, right? The Xin Zhao Orianna kind of is not necessarily a mismatch, right? But there is a little bit of anti-synergy when you have people being pushed out, with the Crescent Guard, and then you have Orianna who wants to drag them all in. So there's a little bit of a question of how exactly you want that team fight opportunity to occur. And also, is someone going to be a ball delivery system? Are you going to put it on Mundo and have him go where he pleases directly into the backline, trying to get them on top of the Caitlyn and on that Syndra? What exactly is the plan there, especially with the Sivir kind of being a little bit of an interesting pick here, right? About where exactly everyone's going to go. Meanwhile, for always plotting aside, if you are Mordekaiser, is it your job to just always take Mundo? And if so, how's that going to go for you? I have many questions.
I mean, I feel like you almost could, because the rest of the fight should be pretty solid, right? You have Java now into 2 immobile carries. And sure, they have a Karma, but Caitlyn's one of those ADCs that can build a Serpent's Fang if it feels like it's required. And your Syndra follow-up is going to be insane, right? Nami's just going to be there for a little bit of support. I guess moral support is always useful. But Mordekaiser, if he just takes away the Mundo, XSV Hydra have a real tough time really playing these team fights out if the Java can land a Cataclysm, even on just one of those two mobile carries.
Absolutely. It's just going to be a matter of positioning and making sure that everyone is exactly where they need to be, because this is the kind of team fight that can get messy so quickly, especially if you're pulled into a 4v4. And as you can see, it does appear that we are headed on to the Rift for game 1 here of the Grand Finals, TSI versus Hydra. What are you feeling?
Ooh, well, I'm a little bit worried for Hydra, I'll be honest. I feel like Mundo as a counter pick, it can work. It definitely can, but it's a very risky counter pick, right? You are betting everything on yourself and your ability to get through an early game against a Mordekaiser who's now brought Ignite to the lane as well. Smoke is ready to bring all of the smoke.
Absolutely. A little bit of a early level 1 poke out fest here in the bot lane. I think that just shows exactly how excited both teams are. Lots of energy here for the Grand Finals. And, oh man, this is going to be very fascinating. A lot of it, I think, will come down to, there is obviously the bot lane synergy, but for me, all of my eyes are going to be on both of them are going to be on the top side here. The top lane and jungle synergy, I think, has been really make or break for a lot of teams right now, especially if you have, Mundo who can just wander around stealing dragons or just a lot of side lane pressure. So for me, that's where I'm going to be looking. Is there anything in particular you're going to have your eyes on here?
I'm looking at bot lane still. I think that this early trade, not exactly a surprise that Caitlyn and Nami are able to outpoke and outsustain you, but into the Karma, you'd expect that poke to be somewhat retaliated, and it just kind of wasn't to start off with their full Leviathan, though, as we said before, you got Nanami. So that is just an insane amount of sustain, and in some ways, that kind of neutralizes what Leviathan's even looking for here, right? Nami sounds like a very nice, natural thing to go into this Karma Civic, which is trying to take away the prior from the Caitlyn. It's trying to take away the push from the Caitlyn. What do we see coming out early? Level 2, guaranteed by the Caitlyn lane, pushing them already under the tower, and some CS likely to just fall away here. It looks like Epifel guy, he's doing his best, but he's already been losing out a little bit in this early game, and that's really what you wanted your Karma for.
Yeah, that is interesting. I normally expect those lanes to just be so heavily pressured and favored in for the Karma and Sivir. Ooh, a little bit of a dual screen got going on so we can look mid and bot. Getting fancy with here in the finals. Very exciting. But yeah, Watercat on this Orianna, I think, and NBK on this Syndra are going to be really in a close race here to see who can get the mid lane pressure to really start opening up this map and who can start pushing for a little bit more momentum towards a win here. But so far, nothing terribly exciting happening. I say that, and I'm sure something is bound to change. CS very even so far. Nothing too crazy.
And nothing too crazy. These guys are playing very chill, which is it's a nice change. You watch a lot of these different types of leagues, especially Emerald Cap League, as this one here is, and sometimes it is absolute carnage for no reason. This time it looks like a little bit of discipline has been instilled in these two teams. That's why they made it to this point, right? You don't get here by accident, and it looks like both these teams disciplined enough to not go all too crazy early out. You see, even with that early push, early pressure that the Caitlyn army have, they've done a really good job of just staying disciplined and not using too much mana, not losing too much health. And compared, both sides of the bot lane, to be fair, have been very calm.
Yeah, we did see a little bit of a attempted a gank there by Bacon here for the side of TSI. Not really getting any pressure here onto the Mundo. Able to get away just fine, but Levantine here has the Caitlyn trapped on the bot side. There is, fantastic in by Taylor Swift. Does take a tower shot and some damage in return by the Caitlyn. No kills there yet, but a fantastic gank here on the bot side. Meanwhile, Bacon had been top lane. Neither able to get a lot of pressure for their teams. But there was an Ignite used there by the Karma. Yeah,
this is a lot. I mean, having Ignite as a Karma in the first place is a little bit surprising in the big 2026. That's not something you usually would do. And then for Taylor Swift,
so much damage here coming out of Smoke. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's first blood on the top side of the Mordekaiser. My apologies. Fantastic catch up there by Smoke.
That's the completely right thing to do. Smoke just absolutely ran him over, and that's what I'm talking about with the Mundo. It's such a dangerous matchup. Taking the Mundo into the Mordekaiser, you already see he's probably going to bring Ignite, as we saw. He's going to have flash advantage because you went Ghost. You already popped that Summoner, and now you just get popped in the top lane. And that what we were talking about in the jungle before suddenly matters a little bit less because first blood goes to the Mordekaiser.
Absolutely. And I do want to point out, too, with that bot lane gank, while they were not able to get a kill there on the bot side, no first blood, they did pop the barrier and heal for the ADC and support for the side of TSI. So that is going to be something to keep an eye on moving forward here. The damage from Maple is just immense already. Only level 4 here. No one has been able to back quite yet, at least on the spot side. But yeah, fantastic play on the top side, making use of the lack of summoners.
Yeah, and interested to see as well, Smoke not looking for an early base after getting that kill. He's actually kind of losing out a little bit as a result, right? You're now up against a Mundo who has a Giant's Belt compared to you having just your Doran's Ring as you started the game. Struggling now to try and keep up in terms of CS. That wave pushed under the tower once more. He's going to grab a couple of those casters, but it has been somewhat neutralized, though now both sides having reached level 6. It could be a little bit interesting.
Yeah, now we're getting into the truly scary part of it, where we have some of these ultimate abilities being ready and able to use. Like you said, topside is first here. Karma on the hunt to try and stop it back. Will they manage to make one? Manage to get Nami out of the backing animation. Meanwhile, on the top side, oh, the Dr. Mundo's in a world of hurt. There's 3 here, and that's a quick kill to MBK. Syndra picking up a little bit of infusion of gold. And I believe that will be a nice advantage there in the mid lane. Leventine managed to get the root off onto the Nami. That midfield guy is backing, so just a nice supportal combat there a little bit, trying to make sure that the Nami doesn't have a chance to get back. NBK here trying to catch out Watercat. Fantastic stun comes in on the Orianna. Bacon is here. It doesn't look like they really want to chase. Taylor Swift picking up the dragon in the meantime.
Nice play, at least in terms of tempo there. Managed to steal away that Drake while all that's happening on the top side. Does come at a little bit of a cost. Now, a second death for your Mundo. Nowhere near as strong of a base as well as we saw in the first time round. I mean, Smoke now, look at that advantage in top lane that he's managed to generate, right? 600 gold. It's invested into nearly all of that Rylai's. I think he was trying to hold out for the whole thing, realizing, yeah, I just needed to take a base. But his pressure over Sutek is going to be absolutely disgusting. But as I say, a solid cross map there by Hydra, getting the best that they could for a 3-man towards the top side. But now it's MBK, who's also a little bit more advanced in this game. Looks like he may have missed out on some cannons somehow. I'm trying to work out his equal CS. Maybe there's just a plate difference that Watercat has been able to pick up to charge that roam. But still, at the end of the day, very solid for TSI as they start this game off with about 1,000 gold lead.
Yeah, and given the power scaling available on this Syndra, they do have a little bit of a late game kind of insurance policy, I guess you could say, especially as we get a little bit later into this game. But the 2 kills here already, about 8 minutes into this game already, puts TSI on a good track. I mean, obviously we haven't even hit mid-game yet, and anything can change, but it does show that TSI is kind of aware that they need to be on top of their game with how well Hydra has played this split so far. Both junglers kind of hovering here mid lane, but it does look instead like they want to pick up a Herald here. Taylor Swift in the pit with Dr. Mundo.
Yeah, early grub rotation here. Hydra showing their insane priority for these objectives, not skipping out a single part. Bacon, he's late to make this play. I feel like going towards the bot side would have maybe been a better shout here. I think you can take the enemy's bot side while they're looking at these grubs. Now instead you may be caught out. Great scatter weight from MBK.
Absolutely. That was looking a little bit scary. Syndra managing to get away unscathed. The tiny grubs chasing Dr. Mundo will never not be funny to me. It looks like they left the last grub as a little bit of a appetizer there. Oh, TSI. That's right. Oh, the bubble hits on top of Valentine. Karma decides to turn around. There goes the tidal wave. Karma is in a lot of trouble. Really slow. The damage out of Maple is incredible. They do get the kill there onto the Karma. Epic Fail guy needs to leave. Bubble misses. Nice kill picked up there.
Yeah, and that really is the difference between having the heal and having the ignite, right? When you have the ignite, you have to be aggressive, you have to be forceful, and when you get engaged upon, it suddenly does not feel anywhere near as fun. And finding out there firsthand, as are they building a Malignant as well? Leventian, you are a sneaky man. This is a very aggressive Karma build. It's like, compared to what we normally see, right? We usually see this all the time. You build towards the more supportive Karma. You build Moonstone Renew. You build Echoes of Healer even. Like anything to help your team. Instead, looks like going for Malignance, but I feel like that power spec may be a little bit late, especially now that they've been put this far behind.
Yeah, a little bit interesting. Again, as you pointed out, Ace in the Hole comes out, manages to stop the back onto Epic Fail Guy. So they will be A-okay using the incredible
Huge tempo.
Silver Spell Shield. Yeah,
That's
the
huge
tempo is
tempo.
incredible. That is a full item on that Caitlyn. Available Hex Optics picked up already.
And Epic Fair Guy, he's close to being able to like match it in terms of raw output. I think the Cull plus the boots maybe not allowing him to quite have the Essence Reaver, but very low on mana. A really bad time that he has to stay around because he absolutely has to stick around now that Ace in the Hole was threatening to connect, forcing him to stick around. He is just stuck under this turret. He's going to lose a wave on the next time around by the looks of things. This is a huge play overall for Maple Scissor, even though it's like, oh, you just press your ult and you got spell shielded? Like, what are you doing? But like, this is a massive tempo play in his advantage, and the guy on the other side still does not have his first item.
Yeah. Oh, man, the pressure is just immense. 2K is just spiraling out of control here so far for Hydra. They are really struggling to maintain a foothold in this lead, in this game. We're 11 minutes in, and so far it just seems like TSI have their number. Despite not necessarily picking up all of the objectives, obviously the Dragon here going to the side of Hydra. I mean, the 4 kills alone is already showing kind of where this game seems to be headed. A nice spell shield there by the Mundo. Not getting yoinked there by the Mordekaiser, but it does look like we have a little bit of action maybe in the bot lane. We have Bacon here hovering. They will be seen on a ward. Epic Fail Guy way out of position compared to the Karma. Able to get away okay, but Bacon here hovering in the bot side.
Yeah, and this is a very different TSI to what I was expecting to see. Maybe it's a little bit the other way around, but TSI have come out to this going incredibly strong to start off game one, and we don't be getting more Andes over here, but like this is just scary. Like, what are you doing? What do you do?
Oh no!
You didn't even go into this.
Nope. One-way ticket to the realm of death. Another kill there for the Mordekaiser. Mundo is just absolutely getting shut down in this top side. 18 CS behind, 3 kills already. Or 3 deaths already. Yeah, it's just looking rough. Meanwhile, this is TSI's Dragon. Taylor Swift is here, but I'm not sure exactly how they would want to walk into that. Yeah, blue team picks up Ocean Drake.
Yeah, this is like a massive surprise, we're saying, right? TSI, they come into this series, in theory, as the underdogs. Hydra have been basically untouched this whole season. The whole of ESL, they have been flying high, and deservedly so, right? They're 6-0 through the group stage, and they haven't ever really been in jeopardy. I mean, they got forced to a game 3 and a best of 3. That's as close as things have got. Now they find themselves down, getting absolutely punched them out by TSI. 5 kills to 0. Okay, the objectives maybe not quite as in their favor as they would like, but it's still an amazing game state to be in. And Hydra now have got to fight with their backs up against the wall.
Yeah, I mean, this is also the question this late into a series. If you haven't had to be pushed to the absolute wall, like you said, do you have the mental to be able to hang with it and come back either from a game that starts really poorly, like we're seeing now, again, that same 2K gold difference, or, stick around in terms of game 2? But we are still in game 1. I guess we will see exactly how that pans out. Both junglers here hovering in the mid lane. MBK taking quite a bit of damage. Watercat, the Cataclysm comes down. I don't know if they knew that the jungler was there. Bacon trying to leave. It's not going to be enough. The Shockwave keeps them there. First kill to the side of Hydra. Really well done. I don't think that they knew Taylor Swift was there. Ooh, nice counter.
Yeah, I mean, that's an amazing counter gang, if that's the case. The Zinzo... Okay. Hello,
Caitlyn. Picture.
That was nasty. That really takes the wind out of the sails, what we were just about to say, because that was looking like such an amazing play on top side of MBK. You were not allowed to base there.
Oh, nice stun by MBK. Yeah, sorry. In case you were not able to see, the picture-in-picture showcased a fantastic kill picked up by the Caitlyn and Tidal Wave. Oh, Tidal Wave, what are you doing? Oh, Taylor Swift is here. They managed to get out okay. They had to pop the Crescent Guard to be able to make sure that they were not collapsed on by 3 members of TSI there. A little bit spooky invade on that topside jungle. But yeah, there was a kill on the bot side that was
even
briefly missed.
old enough to walk up. That was honestly a little bit scary. Whereas like at that low HP, walking up, knowing the rest of your team are there. I mean, sure, you know the rest of your team are there, but that could very easily have been a 1-for-1. Instead, it's just a 0-for-0. But a delayed base all the same for MBK as that gold lead starting to stretch a little bit in the mid lane. But that is, of course, the only real point where Hydra have that lead right now. Everywhere else, top and bot especially, favoring TSI as we see yet again. This Mordekaiser try and wail away on the Mundo, but now we've reached an early power spike, right? Sutek has got Warmogs with a Giant Spell. You have your Warmogs passive. You are now in a state where you can really play aggressively as this Dr. Mundo, and the Mordekaiser, while he can sustain a good amount, he's not sustaining through a Warmogs, right? That's now the difference you have. Sutek, if he'd reached this item spike a little bit earlier and with maybe a little bit less deaths, we were talking a much more positive game, but now you're getting ganked because you hit your power spike. Good luck.
Yeah, once again, Mundo. Oh, I feel so bad here for Sutek on this top side. Once again, the Mundo just getting absolutely bullied here by a 3-man gank between the mid and the jungler and the Mordekaiser on the top side. Realm of Death, once again, a one-way ticket there for the Mundo. It's just looking so rough. I mean, Hax might be cut out a little bit here. Taylor Swift goes in, manages to get on top of the Nami. They pick up the kill. Taylor Swift stays on the kill, has to pop the Crescent Guard, trying to get a little bit of distance there from the Caitlyn. And they manage to get out okay, but they only pick up 1 here.
Yeah, that's a really nice cross map once more. Ooh, the second. That was close. I thought maybe with no Crescent Guard available, that was a really nice angle. I don't know how he's even got vision there. I think maybe from the ward in the third sway bush, but that was very close to working out for Maple Syrup. But I think as TSI there, you have to be a little more careful in the bot lane, right? You know that you have just made a play on your top lane. It's got a kill for your top laner. It costs your jungler roaming up and your mid lane moving out of mid. That means the enemy team has a chance for a cross map, and Hydra took full advantage of it by going for that bot play.
Yeah, fantastic bot play. Herald using the top side to get tier 1 turret. Watercat may be in a bit of trouble. Nami and MBK here. The Shockwave manages to catch the Nami, but it's not going to be enough. Unleashed Power picks up a kill there for MBK on the Orianna. Karma is here. Might still get a little bit of damage back, but Nami has just enough sustain to get through that Mantra Q.
I'm looking at these items. This is a highly unconventional build path. I don't think anything... unless I'm crazy, is anything built out of these this combination, the Bound of Glass Mirror and the Blasting one?
I don't
think anything does.
Drawing a blank. I'm not actually sure.
When I saw Blasting one, I was assuming Malignance. But now I'm much less sure. Maybe we are going for like a very delayed like Moonstone Renewer, but at that point, like we might be like 20 minutes into the game before we get first item on Karma. Zaxax as well in possession instead of something like the Dreammaker to be that much more supportive version. Very aggressive build chosen here, but I'm not sure about what we're building into here.
I think at least it'll be a surprise for me. No, that is true. I mean, I also want to point out, look at the vision here on this top side jungle for blue side. They have an intimate knowledge of exactly where those junglers are. Taylor Swift attempting a little bit of a gank there on the top side, was not able to make anything happen. I mean, the pressure and the damage from Maple is just so immense that Epic Fail Guy cannot even be under their own tower here. They have just been absolutely shut down farming. Watercat might be in trouble. Bacon and MBK here once again. The stun just misses. Able to get away just okay, but Hax is here. Doesn't look like they want to play for more, but this Orianna also has had a really... I mean, it just seems like every lane here for Hydra has had a difficult time even trying to farm. 3v3 in the mid lane. Montague does land a lot of damage here onto Maple. But again, that Nami sustain is just immense. There are 5 members of TSI here. Dragging up.
Very dangerous power spike as well, right? And Maple Syrup has that 2-item spike. I'm scared of this Caitlyn. If you aren't scared of this Caitlyn, then you maybe a little bit crazier than I am. Luckily, there's no Drake to fight over, so it is just a little posturing.
They got time. Yes.
It is just posturing, but I feel like this is a very scary point of the game right now for Hydra. And sure, you also have a 2-item spike on your ADC, but there's a slight difference when you're having Hex Optics plus Infinity Edge compared to Essence Reaver plus Navori Flickerblade. You know what I mean?
just a little bit. Yeah. And the map already, there's... The thing that I'm really noticing too is the amount of pressure difference on the map, right? 3 towers to 1 here. TSI picking up all of the tier 1s. which means that they have a lot more opportunity to play and trying to get some of these nice picks that they've been able to find sometimes, and really make sure that they are not getting pressed somewhere where they don't want to be. For example, here, Smoke here on the top side needs to be aware of where Taylor Swift is. Meanwhile, they know where Taylor Swift is, hanging around here near mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, both teams really want to get this mid-tier one, right? That is like the opener to the rest of the world, as Hax is playing it very scarily.
Oh.
He is under his turret. Oh, Taylor Swift he's spotted.
Taylor Swift is spotted. Smoke turns around. They're able to get the pick there onto Taylor Swift. The tidal wave goes in. It's not going to be enough. Mordekaiser uses the Realm of Death to hunt down the Xin Zhao. That's another kill there for Smoke. 4-0 here in game one.
Yeah, a little bit more anti-Sinji, but it does not matter in the end. Steals away the Xin Zhao before the wave can even hit him.
Yeah.
Hax was so exuberant. He just wanted to get that kill, wanted to guarantee it for his team, and Smoke was like, I got this. This is all me. I've got 2.5 items at 20 minutes. Let me do my thing, and he absolutely is doing his thing right now. And I mean, while we're talking about the power spike for Mundo having that Warmog's buff, I mean, this Mordekaiser is more than strong enough to match him in the side lane right now. And the only reason why he's been able to get anything on this split push is because Smoke has been grouping up and doing things like that for his team.
Absolutely. I mean, at this point, I'm wondering if Mordekaiser should open just a travel agency specifically for one-way tickets to somewhere, because it seems like every time they are taken to the Realm of Death, they do not leave. Fantastic play by Smoke here on the top side. At what point, the real question is, how many members of Hydra have to be there in order to match the Mordekaiser? That is the question of the hour, as it seems.
I mean, yeah, but like, he's still Mordekaiser, right? If he wants a 1v1, he can get a 1v1.
True.
Like, that's the worst part. There's no guaranteed way to just say, I will like a 1v4 gank on the Mordekaiser now. It's like, well, for 7 seconds, he can steal someone away, and then after those 7 seconds, he's probably killed them, and he's probably got a whole lot more stats to suddenly throw you away. You know, if you give him, if it's the Mundo that he steals away, and he kills him like we have seen previously, then how much health is he going to get? Maybe an extra 1,000 health or something? Like, it's an alarming amount that Smoke can get from doing something like that, or he can steal away someone he can kill a little bit easier. Like Watercat, who's gone a very aggressive build once more from Hydra's side, right? We're seeing pure damage out of this Orianna, but that then means that Smoke might get an extra 100 AP to just absolutely destroy the rest of Hydra with.
Yeah, it's just we've hit raid boss territory already with this Mordekaiser, I feel like. And, you know, I was a little dubious exactly how that was going to work out, because sometimes the Mordekaiser, like you said, can cause a kind of anti-synergy with the rest of your team. And then, yeah, you're in a 4v4, but you really needed that kind of frontline damage. But MBK on this Syndra, for example, has had incredible stuns, really well played by Bacon. And it seems like they're playing all around well together. Oh, the stun misses, so does the bubble, but Bacon went in anyway. Taylor Swift turns right around. The tidal wave comes out to give them a little bit of space. It's not going to be enough. Has to flash over the wall to get away. Manages to get away with that play, but it was a little bit sloppy. MBK missing another stun. Taylor Swift, directly on top of the Syndra, has to flash out. Many summoners used. Heal popped by Nami. And Dragon is just now up. The TP is coming in. Taylor Swift goes in, tries to find MBK. They were, in fact, yoinked into the Realm of Death. Is Mordekaiser going to be able to turn the tide? Manages to try and get the kill there. Does manage to pick up the kill there onto the jungler. Dr. Mundo here. Oh, the Cataclysm comes down, and it's just all over. They're cleaning up the members of XSV Hydra. Triple kill for the Mordekaiser. It is only the Karma left alive. It's not going to be enough. 13-2, 23 minutes into this game. TSI get the Dragon, and at this point, they feel pretty unstoppable.
Yeah, that is now a third Drake in a row. I thought for a second Watercat was going to turn that fight around. He got a massive shockwave, but it just didn't quite do enough damage. I feel like one more shifting of that orb, and he would have got double kill. It was that close. The margins still that fine. Even despite the hole that TSI put Hydra into, it's still oh so close. Hydra definitely have ways back into this one, but they're going to have to keep on grinding away. They're going to have to find now not just any fight, but they now have to find a good fight or maybe even a great fight to really bring the way back into this one.
And Baron might be the place to do it. Now, NBK has hit the maximum. They have hit over 100 in terms of their splinters, so that is fantastic pickup of power. Epic Fail guys in a little bit of trouble. Use the spell shield to get away from the Syndra stun. Fantastic timing there by Epic Fail guy. Ace in the hole used. Just getting the damage is just immense. Almost half health.
Did he just join the Raptors?
Might be in a bit of trouble. Has to flag and drag out. Look at all those traps there.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot walk through that way anymore. I think Leviathan actually stole the Raptors away from Bacon. He's maybe feeling a little bit mad, so now he just turns his attention to Baron instead. Makes a whole lot of sense. Split push occurring in the bot lane. Watercat has managed to get something. They get the turret in mid. They're looking for something in top.
Oh,
no way!
Wow. What an incredible steal.
This is huge!
Taylor Swift manages to get into the Baron pit, does die, but it doesn't matter. Wow, what an incredible Baron steal. Meanwhile, we have Dr. Muno on the top side doing a split push. You have Orion on the bot side doing a split push, and now they have Baron minions. What an incredible pickup for Hydra. That is exactly what they needed. Can they manage to get a nice amount of gold infusion and damage? Oh, and they get away with it. Incredible. Taylor Swift really died. Cataclysm patches too. Labyrinthine and Epitail guy. Yes, double flash from the bot side to get out of there. I too would do that because that was very spooky. Really good Cataclysm there by Bacon OP. But oh my lord, what an incredible Baron steal.
Look at what's happened to the gold. It was a 5k gold lead. It's now almost equal. What an insane play by Taylor Swift getting into that pit. TSI, I mean, you have all of your members there. You have to find a way to stop that Zinzao from entering the pit. Whether it's sending someone around the far side, whether it's just killing him on sight and slowing down the Baron a little bit. As a result, you can't even let him in there, especially when you think about the cost of this whole play. You are allowing the Mundo to hit freely onto your tier 2, getting himself more than just back into the game, getting himself now to a very strong position, ignoring Heartsteel, too late for that, straight to tank Hydra, and then build tanky as hell, absolutely fine. Watercat, free hitting on the bot tier 1, on the bot tier 2. He's now bought a full Rabadont off that base. You also got your mid tier 1 taken away, your mid tier 2 likely to get siege, just one more shot from that cannon would have done it. You're stuck now for the next minute, defending this tier 2 like your life depends on it. And Hydra found themselves in a gold lead.
Did they get 4 towers off of that one Baron steal? About to get 5? It's about to be 5. There's not enough words for how incredible of a play that was. Meanwhile, Maple Scissor. They might catch Taylor Swift here, but the Crescent guard is too powerful, getting the space they need. Tidal Wave misses everyone.
And again, you drag your Mordekaiser away from the solo lane. Sutek is the beneficiary.
They have stayed in the game.
And macro plays are amazing.
Astonishing. Sutek doing Mundo things here, despite being absolutely bullied in the beginning of this game, is now a genuine threat. Wow.
It's such good discipline as well, not to overpush there, right? You see the fight happening on mid? Oh, okay, right, I can push. I get one more wave, and that one more wave would have caught him out there, realizing the fight is not going to last long, there's no extended trading, able to just back off, able to walk away, save his life for another time, and you might not think that's also important having the 5 deaths, but he's got, I think, maybe 100 CS between his 4th and his 5th death. That would matter a lot. He's now worth, like, 300 to 400 gold again. And if you allow that, especially now your push threat stopping this close to potentially a Drake spawning, the dynamic could shift back in TSI's favor. Really love that discipline from Sutek in particular to not overpush that.
Absolutely. Now, there are still shutdowns available here for the side of TSI.
Yoink.
Many of them have not died yet. Yeah, we love stealing raptors. Some chicken nuggets available as a drive-by from Watercat. But, many of these members haven't died. There's still 14 to 2 kills here, right? But like you said, the most incredible thing is the buys, right? Gold is even. Dragon's not quite so. So I do believe that in 6 seconds now, when we have this dragon spawning, this might be another time for Hydra to potentially make use of a really good play. Now, the question is, will they be able to get away with it and not lose their jungler in the meantime? There was a TP in here. Smoke is...
Sutek, that's a deep CP. He's not going to be here in time.
So now this is essentially a 4v5. No Smoke is chasing out Taylor Swift. The Wind Comes Lightning is good. He's in the pit. He does not get the dragon, though. Blue team, the Nami picks it up, dies for their troubles. It is now, again, a team fight. Watercat in a bit of trouble here, caught out by Smoke. Oh, but does manage to get the shutdown onto the Mordekaiser. Cataclysm is good, but they are able to get out. Bacon flashes in, tries to flank and drag on top into the Karma. It's not going to be enough. Sutek trying to body block to allow the ADCs to get out, but the stun lands onto the Sivir. The spell skill's not going to be enough. NBK picks up another kill. So despite everything, we have 2 members here of XSV Hydra still alive. Nami did take the dragon. They did secure it for their team.
And it's the soul.
But the team fight still just did not go in the way that Hydra really wanted.
Yeah, well, it's because they didn't get the soul, right? You're then fighting the rest of your team fight up against an infernal soul, and it's sure, the Mundo might not care as much, but everyone else is so incredibly squishy. Even the Zinzao to a certain extent, right? Sundered Sky plus Black Cleaver, he may have an extra 1,000 health, and some stats of when he hits people, he gets some health back, but it's nothing compared to what's happening on the other side of the rift. Now they have that Infernal Soul in their back pocket. I mean, look what's happening to him.
Lands on top of Taylor Swift. Oh, it takes about half their health there. Yeah, as you said, Maple's so much damage, as does NBK. I mean, it's just really difficult to walk into a siege here. Smoke Ling and wait for Suptech. Spell Immune for the Yoink, but it's not going to be enough. The Realm of Death. Yep, taken straight there. Suptech looking in trouble once again. Smoke is just so unstoppable. An absolute raid boss on this Mordekaiser. They have died once, though, so even Mordekaiser can bleed. But unfortunately, it's going to be Mundo here, dying in the bot lane.
Insane. I don't think Sutek realized how squishy he still was to this one champion on the enemy team. 4 items of smoke. He is just absolutely crushed in that side lane, and that is huge. Now potentially around this Baron respawn as well. No more Mundo for 30 seconds. TSI could look to force once more, but I feel like they should get vision first, and if they do, it's so difficult.
And the stun is so good, it lands onto 2, so does Cataclysm. NBK just absolutely melting Watercat. Taylor Swift going down to an ace in the hole. I think they just gave that to their ADC on purpose. Really nice of them. Love to see some team play. I mean, at this point, that's going to be Baron. 3 members of XSV Hydra are down. I think Bacon may want to ensure that this Baron goes their way this time. No more stealing.
It would be difficult to steal this one.
Never say never, but it would be hard.
There's a reason I'm using words like difficult and not impossible, okay? I am aware of what can happen, the chicanery that can occur on the Rift. However, what can happen and what should happen are very different. And this time we get what should happen, which is the Drake being taken there by Bacon. Very solid player. Love the discipline again from both sides, showing a lot of discipline in this game. Hydra maybe slipping a little bit there, going to that Baron very early, getting caught out as a 2-man, and Bacon playing that bush so effectively. That snap engage with the flag and drag, and NBK there to follow things up. A beautiful 2v2 double kill, and now the game's cracked back open in TSI's favor.
That's true. They're trying to defend a siege here. Hydra trying to pressure TSI back out of their base. They want to get this tier 3 in the top side alive. Meanwhile, their mid is also, mid tier 3 has also gone down. They're pressuring the inhib now. So it does mean that TSI is a little split. XSV Hydra trying to look for something, but Suptech might be cut out here. NBK misses the stun, but the tidal wave is good.
Oh my God.
And despite the spell shield, it's not going to be enough. Mundo going down here, trying to defend their base. Suptech just unable to really do a whole lot here into the face of power of TSI.
This turret is so dangerous.
NBK is
such a dangerous defend. Yeah, that's why it's such a dangerous defend. I mean, it's scary for the
Dragon. Cataclysm does miss, so does the bubble. Smoke does flash in, manages to yoink. Taylor Swift once again into the Death Realm. Taking the jungler means a big damage dealer is out of the way. It is now 4v3 here. They're pressuring the Nexus turrets, but they don't have a wave. Sivir managing to do quite a bit of wave clear. Yeah, but here we go. They're trying to pressure for an end here. Epic fail guy has to be careful. Bacon taking 2 or 3 tower shots there. So much damage. Watercat. The shockwave is good. It nearly kills 3. NBK has to go golden. Bacon at about a quarter HP.
Barely.
Watercat did so much damage there, trying to protect these turrets. Mazel Servant in a lot of trouble, has to pop the barrier. The tidal wave does not hit any. NBK finally goes down to the Sivir. They have to leave. They do not have enough health to land a kill here onto the Nexus. Suptech trying to catch out this Nami. Looking for some sushi for lunch. Not going to quite be able to get it. Looks like the Nami's going to get away. Just okay.
It's another summoner. It's yet another summoner that is forced out. They're trying to get the rest of their Baron recalls off. Of course, the 4 seconds, a lot easier to get that base than when you have to wait the full 8. But, I mean, Hydra trying to use this time now to really press their own advantage back. Maple not quite having enough for a GA. As such, has to be a little more careful.
Suptech, you can't walk into walking into the Caitlyn. Oh, Maple Surzup just absolutely on a tear.
I didn't even count them. He just kind of melted.
Yeah. It's just, that's just kind of like the Caitlyn dream, right? You're 6-0 and 6. You can build whatever you want. The damage is incredible.
Tempo. Like
Yes.
that was Baron tempo. That whole difference, the fact they're able to get those bases off so quickly instead of being run down in the lane. Maple's then coming back with full HP, and he just had no idea what hit him. And now we're just looking
I can drag onto Watercat. There's the ace in the hole, as well as the Cataclysm. They want to shut down the Orianna, and they do. Smoke picking up the kill here. There's one Nexus turret alive, and it's not going to stand for long. Epic Fail Guy trying to do their best. The tidal wave hits. Taylor Squid's on the backside, but it's not going to be enough. Game 1 goes handily to TSI.
Well, it got close. It got close for a second, didn't it? There was a time where we were like, oh my, are they going to pull this one back? From the brink, that Baron Smite over the wall really put that game into question. But TSI, I mean, the kill score does not tell you the story of this game, right? The fact that it's 24-4 makes it sound like it's so easy. Makes it sound like it was so composed the whole way through. But instead, like, it was a game where it really did swing back and forward a lot more than you'd expect from that type of kill score. Tying things up so late in the game while being down, was it 14-2?
Yeah.
And yet still not having quite enough to pull things over the line. I mean, just look at that damage from ADC. Look at that damage from top lane. 30k. I know he's got Mundo to hit, but in the early game, he still doesn't have that much health. And that's really where he got a lot of his work done to build that massive advantage we get to see throughout the whole of the game.
Sure. And nearly 30k though as well on that Watercat. I mean, Orianna putting out some just incredible shockwaves, some great damage, but unfortunately was just not quite enough to manage to keep them safe from the incredible siege there of TSI, the incredible macro plays as well. But I mean, as you said, Hydra was definitely not out of this game. I mean, that little red blip. Look, we went from such a high peak there in about 24 minutes for the side of TSI, swinging all the way to the other way. I mean, Hydra really kept in there until the very bitter end of that game. So I have high hopes for game 2 that they'll be able to come back and really show us how they made it all the way to finals.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that blip, then I think we're talking a very different story, right? We're talking about the story of pure domination.
Yes.
But it's the fact that Hydra has shown that they can come back from what looked like an impossible gold differential. That was over 5,000, and a Baron being attempted in their face. They were going to get something in the cross map. I think overall it's probably going to be about an even Baron play. But to be able to take the objective off the map, still keep the lead at 5,000, it puts the game even more in the favor of TSI. But then Hydra able to steal it away, and they're able to destroy the tempo so much, they get so much back in return, and yet it's still not enough. They get back into parity, and yet it's still not enough. And I think that's a testament as well to TSI, showing how well they're able to recover from some of their own misgivings, some of their own mistakes.
Oh man, this makes me even more excited, right, for this game too. I know I already said this, but now I'm like doubly excited because as a best of 5, right, we get to see so much more play from these players who clearly have worked really hard to get to this point, have a lot to offer. And I think, honestly, now that they have this game 1 out of the way, we have seen exactly what TSI is capable of, who were, as you said, the underdogs here going into finals. I think that we're going to see a Hydra come back even stronger. And I think we're going to see TSI really kind of riding the wave, unintended, of exactly how well this game 1 went. So I think we're going to take a quick break while we get ready for game 2. But don't go anywhere. This finals is looking to be a fiery one. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are getting ready for game 2 of Ember Scorch League, the finals, the finals of TSI versus XSV Hydra. And on the back of the play from game 1, I mean, TSI, there was a brief moment, a glimmer of hope, right? Where we saw where Hydra could really get back into the game. But I would still consider that a very dominating performance by TSI. What do you need to see out of Hydra this time? What are you hoping that they're going to bring to the table?
I don't know if we can just boil it down to one thing. It's not like there's no one thing to fix a game that like let's not like mince words. That was a dominant game from TSI.
Yeah.
The fact that it finished with just a 6K gold lead, it doesn't really tell the whole story. There was a Baron play that wiped out 6,000 gold, and yet it's still a 6K gold lead with 24-4 as your kill total. I mean, without that heroic play from their jungler, that we're looking at a very, very dominant game 1 indeed. And TSI, if they can carry that through, I don't know how I'm saying this, but it's almost difficult for Hydra to come back if we have that same level of dominance. But at the same time, this is a team that has never really been up against this sort of pressure, right? Hydra have been dominant the whole split. That's what we talked about before. They are 6-0 through the group stage. They lost 2 games in the group stage. And like they dropped 2 games during playoffs. Oh no, sorry, one game during playoff. My bad. Like these guys are 17-3 on the split. They're 17-3 on the split, and they now get smacked in the face, down 0-1. Yeah. What's really important for me this game is how well do they recover?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like you have to change your strategy, the entire thing, right? Because as you said, rightfully so, there was not really a point at all in terms of Hydra's draft in game 1 that really worked well for them. There were glimmers, like you said. I mean, besides the genuinely heroic play, right, by Taylor Swift in that Baron pit, there were some moments where I could see kind of what they were hoping for. But I'm going to start with the bot lane. I would love to see more sustain or a peel or a different kind of CC than an aggressive Karma pick. So I'm hoping that we can see something that might lend itself well to that. Ashe here picked up for TSI, immediately followed by the Mbessa here for Hydra. They do not want to allow top lane to go the same way again. Now I'm assuming that this will be an Mbessa top lane. I have seen Mbessa jungle.
Could be either. I mean, Taylor Swift does enjoy playing the Mbessa as well. This is definitely flexible. Right, Sutek plays Ambessa, Taylor Swift plays Ambessa. That could definitely go either way. Smolder, though, on R2 is a very interesting choice, especially into something that can be as domineering as the Ashe. This is quite a risky pick. I don't like it flex mid this year. When it was released, I mean, sure, but then again, when it was released, it could execute from 25%. So it's...
I've seen it more in reaction to things like Rise or something, but yeah, technically a flex pick, but ooh, the Zyra. Now that is a fun pick. I love that. That could, to me, that signals this could be a very aggressive bot lane, like maybe we're flip-flopping strategies, or maybe that's a Zyra that's going to go somewhere else and cause plant havoc everywhere else. Oh, Shen. Oh, I love the picks already. We have a fast draft and I'm super excited. Shen here picked up for the side of TSI. I'm a big fan of a Shen pick. I'm not going to lie to you. I love a dad mode moment, always has eyes on you and can show up anywhere at any point in time. I love the kinds of play you can get out of a Shen, the way that it changes team fights. So I'm all in on the Shen. I'm bought in already.
I'm happy that you're all in, but I don't know where it's going. I'll be honest.
I don't know either.
This could be a River Shen. This could be a top Shen. This could be a try and match the Ambessa Shen, which is not bad. It looks like the Zyra likely heading down to that bot lane, as we were thinking about before. I mean, Zyra, one of the champions that got like almost like unwittingly nerfed by the season. Like all games this season starting 35 seconds earlier. You just have less plants for your first clear, and as such, it's slower, right?
Yeah.
Similar to like Shaco as well. He's just nerfed by this season, by the fact the games just start earlier.
The dang minions.
So Zyra jungle has really fallen out of favor a little bit, and Hax does play a tiny bit. It hasn't gone well. He's played 3 games and he's yet to win in solo queue. But at least he plays it. So I wouldn't be shocked if it goes down there. But then again, like I'm not seeing the synergy here with Ashe and Zyra.
Lots of damage ?
I mean, you could bully a Smolder with that much damage, to be fair.
Yeah. Clearly they don't think that that's going mid, so if anything, it would be a, like you said, Zyra jungle that just would have a difficult time, especially early. And also the gank potential from a Zyra can be a little hit or miss, obviously, depending on if you manage to get to those grasping roots, or if you were able to get the Stranglethorns. But like you said, the changes made to the season make it so hard to play an aggressive Zyra strategy, even in the bot lane. And even if you have all the slows that Ashe could possibly give you, it still is really difficult to kind of make that work. Meanwhile, the Smolder Bard does signal to me that this is going to be a bot lane strategy. I do kind of like the Bard into the Shen, because Bard can kind of be wherever he wants, right? A magical journey across the map. So that is interesting. Ari here picked up for the side of Hydra.
How was that slipped to game 2? Like, of all the champions to slip in 2026, how was Ari slipped to game 2 in second rotation as well?
Yeah.
Both teams a little bit lower on Ari than your average. Surprising as well, because MBK, he likes playing Ari, but now not allowed for the rest of the series. You take away from him. Going to take a nice counter into it at the very least. The Sandra, very solid in the lane. You can you trade with the best of them, disengage as well if it's required. I like this as idea, but now you're forced to split your flex for the enemy, right? You're on blue side still. Winning game 1, Hydra choosing to stick around on red, and you're forced to tell them potentially where the Shen is going. I guess Hydra a little bit of advantage headed into this 5th pick, and it's going to be Pantheon. Ooh. Hello, Globals.
Yeah, they really do want to be everywhere all the time. That is a fascinating pick here, which does to me signal that this will be a Shen top lane. I have seen stranger things happen, though. I did once see a Jarvan one time, first time ever playing Jarvan in the top side. So, but that being said, I do believe this will be a Shen in the top side Pantheon jungle. That is the synergy is not quite meaning for me yet. I'll have to percolate on that. Poppy here picked up for the side of Hydra.
There's a couple of dashes. I don't hate it. I think you can, if you had the timing to get that Pantheon, then fair play. But that's a bit of a skill check, if nothing else, that TSI can throw at you when the time comes. I think Shen as well. It's not the simplest. It does leave you double flexible, as we're going to actually see that split very instantly, because the Poppy is headed to the top lane, because we are getting ready to get into the Rift for game 2 in a matter of seconds after that draft. But yeah, so a better jungle, Poppy into the Shen. I'm going to need to do some research. I'm assuming this is some sort of lane counter.
I mean, because the Shen does have a dash, so that does make sense to me. But wow, there's something
reliant though.
No, I have many questions about exactly how these games are going to be played. TSI here.
It looks like a counter in theory. At 15 minutes in solo queue, the Shen is down like 600 gold and a bit of XP as well. So it looks like it should technically be Poppy favored, but the theory is oftentimes very different from what happens in practice.
True. I think the thing I'm struggling with the most, you already called out, is just I'm not exactly sure how... Like, what is the game plan here for TSI, especially when it comes to... the amount of damage already. Epic Fail Guy taking so much from Maple to pass a flash out. Leventine kind of left alone. But, oh my lord. Smolder really suffering. We're not even 2 minutes into the game.
It's Smolder level 1. He's going to suffer.
You
take it like that. Bard can have all the electrocutes he wants. He's just not going to match that trading power at this phase of the game, as Sutek also not going to match quite what Smoke is able to throw his direction until he gets a buckler back, at which point things do start to turn around in the Poppy's favor. But I am shocked that that Hydra were willing to take that fight.
Yeah.
But I'm not shocked at the result of that fight.
Absolutely. I mean, just already stepping, I think, a little too far forward, if I'm going to be honest here, for the Smolder. Epic Fail Guy just has to be so careful. But, you are under so much pressure as a Smolder, especially with how game 1 went. I mean, it's already 14 to 4 CS, and Smolder needs every stack they can possibly get. We're looking at a little bit of a picture-in-picture. Suptech took an Ignite there on the top side. Smoke putting in the pressure on the top side. Meanwhile, we've got Zyra just free roaming into bot side jungle, and Bessa may catch them out here. Not really worried about how Maple's going to do, but oh my lord.
You're allowed to do this with bot prio, but your jungler has to be there too, right? We see this a lot. Tier 1 regions, they love to make this play when they have bot prio to send their jungler into the enemy side and to try and steal away something like the Gromp.
Bacon is here. Taylor Swift is in a little bit of trouble. Not enough to die, but nice emote coming out there. Feeling okay about that. Smoke taking a tower shot. Maple Syrup might be in a little bit of trouble. Leventine here took a little bit of a portal there and ignited the Ashe.
Not enough.
Is put under pressure, but you're right. It's not going to be enough. Zyra here on the backside. Oh, managed to get the root onto both of them. Epic Fail Guy goes down. First blood to the side of Ashe. Bard nearly following immediately after. What a fantastic turnaround by the Zyra. Hacks coming in clutch there. Soup Tech in a trouble on the top side. Oh, both top laners very low, but no mana there available for the Poppy. So they're going to have to take a little bit of a back.
Smoke just has to keep on trading because he has energy compared to Poppy running out of mana a whole lot faster. That was dangerous across the rift. I'm going to go back to what we saw in the invade because that's where that play really started, right? I feel like if you're going to look for that as Hydra, then your jungler's not allowed to do his Raptors, right? Bacon, if you want to make that, if you're Zyra saying we're making a play because we have this much prio, the Smolder has no flash and he is like one hit. We are looking for the invade and we're looking to dive him. Then the Raptors don't matter anymore. You get that back by taking the enemy Gromp, and you get that back in spades by the amount of pressure you're able to exert then on that bot lane. You don't need to take your Raptors. You need to get there as fast as possible. And if they did, maybe this plays even better for TSI, who I believe are our blue side for this one. We will get that swapped out for everyone in due course. But yeah,
nice smite. Nice smite there by Taylor Swift. I love that Rammus emote.
That's what he should have done. He should have been there. He even had smite. I think he may have even got in range. Tried to steal it away with a Q, got down to 10 HP. And as such, now Taylor Swift's in a very fine position, right? You didn't really lose anything. I think he may have lost blue buff. But like, it is what it is. At the end of the day, you can very much so play this game with a lost buff these days. And this play could have been even more in TSI's favor for the blue side if they had a little bit more tempo from their Pantheon. But that's not to say that it was a bad play overall, right? Because they still get so much value. They got that kill onto Epic Fail Guy, who is really struggling now. That happens when you go cleanse early game, I guess. No flash, of course, from the level 1. And they also got the kill with Lysandra on the mid lane, which I apparently missed.
Oh, yeah.
That's a flash.
Oh, Poppy really taking a lot of damage here on the top side as well. As you rightfully pointed out, Lysandra picking up a kill there. Oh, once again, Epic Fail Guy is rooted. Maple Scissor going in for the kill. Manages to get it, but dies in return. Bard picking up a kill there onto the ADC. Like you said, Bard diff. Now here's a question too, you know, is Leventine going to be able to go on as many magical journeys as they would like to pick up those meeps when we have Epic Fail Guy who really needs all the support he can get? Meanwhile, mid lane, Frozen Tomb comes out, but it's not enough to kill, but that's okay because Bacon's here to clean up. Watercat going down in the mid lane.
Yeah, really nice dive. It was risky, it was dangerous, but they pulled it off to perfection. That was a repeat gank, in case you missed the picture before. They baited out the Spirit Rush. They not baited out, forced out the Spirit Rush the first time round, and now we're getting it for the bot side.
Managed to get right there on Leventine. Wow.
Both.
They just don't miss.
Yeah, Epic Fail Guy as well. He's insane. Absolutely insane. It does at least have the summoner burnt, at least from Hydra's perspective, but at any rate, back to that mid play, Watercat with no ultimate, you can really punish that ultimate time at level 6 to level 11 on the Ahri, and then no more for the rest of the game. But they do a great job on the repeat gank, using the Frozen Tomb to perfection, and then turret dive was a little bit sketchy, but still got it over the line. As now our attention turns to potentially these objectives that are being attempted right now, that I think may have been pulled off there by Taylor Swift, who decided not worth it with the bot lane looking as it is.
Yeah, that's fair. Leventine hitting a nice stun there, but it's not going to be quite enough. Maple Syrup doing just fine, but Bacon is here. Looks like they are hovering. Now that this dragon is up, they know that Mbessa is here. I do believe that she has been on vision. But, I mean, it just... This Ashe is already 20 CS up here on the Smolder, so Taylor Swift may have to do quite a bit of work to try and even up this bot lane a little bit, because you cannot afford to let Smolder get behind. Nice hawk shot there by Maple Syrup. They know that Mbessa is theoretically here and that public execution is available.
Yeah, such a dangerous gank tool, right? It's why we see the Ember still do so well in the jungle, despite the ability
Chain of Crystal Arrow lands onto the Bard, but Flap Epic Fail Guy is here. Public execution landed onto Maple Syrup. Is it going to be enough? The Mbessa manages to get the kill onto the Ashe, putting their bot lane just a little bit more ahead. They needed that tempo. Fantastic gank there by Taylor Swift. Oh, and meanwhile on top side, Poppy is taking a fight to Shen, but the Ignite comes down. Oh, and it's 1-for-1 on the top side. Soup Tech and Smoke both taking each other out on the top side of the
Perfect gets one kill, the Ignite gets the other. That was right on the edge of both sides. Both these guys playing to the limits and maybe even beyond the limits, as we just got to witness there. But it ends up in a 1-for-1, and typically the 1-for-1 favors the guy with TP. So we'll have to see if Sutek is able to utilize that, but of course now Smoke has a flash of his own, so maybe he'll punish in a different sense with his flash timer against the Poppies. When did the Shen press R? I did not see that.
I also did not notice the Stand United. I think it might have been canceled. If I can recall correctly,
Maybe.
I believe Smoke was trying to head to the bot lane, but Poppy was able
timer as
to
Poppies are, so it makes
cancel.
sense.
Yeah. Was able to cancel that out. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a fight here over the dragon. Bacon here trying to get this dragon soul. Meanwhile, Mbessa is taking... Mom comes in. Stranglethorns was not able to get the root. Maple Syrup up here is caught out by the Bard, taking quite a bit of damage here from the support. Meanwhile, Hax is dead. So is the ADC and the jungler. Great turnaround there by Hydra. Meanwhile, we've got Lissandra, who's been caught out. Taylor Swift on the hunt. Frozen Tomb comes out, but it's not going to be enough. Even with the Ignite, Fire and Ice will not take down the jungler. The 4-4, I believe, none in that particular fight around here. Epic Fail Guy.
Absolutely massive. Absolutely massive for Hydra to bring themselves back into this one. It was looking sketchy, right? It was looking dangerous, but they have TP advantage, right? We're talking about a thing that favors the top laner. That's why it favors the top lane. Nice dodge if I got on that arrow, but Sutek has TP, and Smoke has no way of getting down to that fight when he does not have his ultimate. And that is now the flash also burned. This is massive in Hydra's favor now across the board. It is no longer just happening in the bot lane, who's got a lot of the gold back from that play, not just happening in the jungle now at 2 kills. It's happening absolutely everywhere. They're getting these advantages to go back in their favor. Because they went for that 5v4. They managed to play it very well. It looks a little bit sketchy, especially when you send your Smolder in first, when he doesn't have cleanse, but an amazing flash cosmic binding from the Bard, getting a double stun, and that was really turned the fight around back in their favor, as that was a public execution. That's also Tempered Fate.
It did miss. Tempered Fate does come in. They're able to catch out the Zyra, but there's 3 members here, and they're able to get the Bard in return. Lissandra passive is active. Bacon taking quite a bit of damage there from Watercat. But yeah, Shen, meanwhile, on the top side, we're looking picture in picture. It's all right. Both top laners, A-okay. Both take about half their health, though, in that particular engagement.
Yeah, that was Poppy as well. So no more Poppycopter for the time being. That means that Smoke can just turn up whenever he wants.
MBK going in here on Watercat. But not able to bait out that Spirit Rush. But yeah, really fantastic turnaround play there. They did lose the Zyra, but in return were able to get some movement back there, especially onto that Bard. And lots of ultimates trying to catch the support out.
Yeah, I think Hax even managed to stay alive, if I'm not mistaken. Like, that was
the Bard passed. I saw the Stranglethorns go down, and I just kind of assumed that the Zyra had died in the meantime. My apologies, Hax.
Yeah, I think he managed to stay alive, which that means that TSI get that fight back in effect. Nice stun.
Yeah, fantastic use of that. Grand Starfall comes in. There's 3 here directly on top of Epic Fail Guy. Mob comes in. Is it going to be enough to save them? It's not. Bacon picking up a kill there on the Epic Fail Guy. Despite the Ignite, they're going to be out A-okay.
That Bard stun. That does some crazy things sometimes. Catching the flashing Bacon before the flash, that means it can then connect to someone who looked way further behind. But the double stun, not enough, even then, to save the Hydra bot lane, as Epic Fail Guy using cleanse but had no flash. And getting incredibly well punished once more by TSI, and it's proving why this Smolder is such a risky pick, right? You see the Ashe early, you know that from that, if you pick something like the Smolder, you are going cleanse, and it might not be enough, right? If the Pantheon's turning up, then that's another bit of CC. You can wait out the extra tenacity, and then what do you have? Because you're just a squishy champion, a squishy bot lane, a squishy ADC without barrier.
Yeah, and, you know, there's so much pressure like on this. That Smolder's only at 91 stacks, right? Or 12 minutes in, and there's just so much that you need to keep farming in a way that this Ashe and this Zyra are just not letting you do. And like you said, fantastic roams here by Bacon to try and make sure that that Smolder never gets to a point where you have to hear it's Smolder in time.
Yeah,
Kills even though, gold about even.
I got like flashbacks to CM Punk. It's Smolder in time. That was not where I expected to go with that one. But yeah, it's dangerous, and you just spam arrows repeat.
Oh no, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands, and so does the Strangle Thorns. It's not Smolder in time at all. Poor Epic Fail Guy, once again, bullying here on the bot side this time instead of top lane. And just as Ashe on repeat, trying to make sure that this Smolder is absolutely shut down. This is the curse of being an ADC, especially one that needs stacks.
Yeah, and that's another thing of like, you bring the cleanse, okay, 1 arrow gets cleansed. Congratulations.
Swift manages to be landed. Frozen Tomb as well as Bacon picking up yet another kill here on to Taylor Swift. Oh, it's dangerous to walk in your own jungle.
Amazing vision by TSI. That's what sets up that play, right? We see the wards, you see the control ward in the banana brush. The other one above, it's spotted by Hydra. They know that TSI have vision, and yet still Taylor Swift walks forwards, doesn't have the vision in return, just has the control ward in the pixel brush, which still hasn't been spotted somehow. Feel like we should have spotted that.
Backside. Maple Scissor had to flash out, was a little bit dangerous, but the root is good onto Smolder, and the Flap's not going to be enough. Maple Scissor picking up yet another kill here. Oh, it's so difficult. There's just so many arrows.
There are so many arrows.
There's so many arrows.
Yeah. Like, he could have flashed and still been caught by those.
You know, playing into Ashe is one of my least favorite champions to play into as an ADC.
It's miserable.
It's just so miserable.
Especially Ashe in this phase of the game. Oh,
yeah.
Top lane.
Even with topside, Smoke picking up a kill on Soup Tech. It looked like a smite. I know it wasn't, but fantastic.
I think it's the sword effect.
Oh man, yeah, I think it is.
MBK, are we good here?
Taylor Swift might catch out MBK here. Yeah, there's Taylor Swift directly on top. The Frozen Tomb, they put them on themselves to give them a little bit of time. The charm is good, but Bastion United comes in. Shen is here, and there goes the jungler, and that's Ignite lands on a Water Cat. They're going to be able to get out just okay. Grand Starfall in the mid lane. Everyone's here. It's a party in mid lane. Fantastic turnaround play by MBK. It looked like they were caught out, but the Frozen Tomb keeps them safe long enough for their team to show up.
Yeah.
Great use of Bastion United by Shen as well.
Yeah, I've really loved like the threat from Hydra there, but it just wasn't quite working the whole time. MBK, really cool, really calm, really collected. The fact he doesn't just panic, because this might be a panic moment.
Levantine managed to be caught out. The Strangle Thorns does come down. Oh, and Enchanted Crystal Arrow misses, but they were just able to take that Bard portal away, Magical Journey away from certain doom.
Yeah, but as I say, like the fact that MBK doesn't like bite on the glacial path, holds onto his E for as long as possible, because he knows as soon as he presses that button, the Ambassador can just ult in a straight line behind him, and he is done for. Right? You cannot then avoid what is coming. Holds on, just presses R instead, and waits for the rest of his team to show up as he knew that they would, and then able to turn around that play once more in mid. And now, I mean, this is much more exciting in terms of kills, especially in this early game. Compared to what we had, but now TSI have shown that they can get down and dirty, and they can still find themselves in an advantage position. They're up 2,500 gold, similar to what we saw in game 1, when it was a lot more passive. They're winning both types of games right now, and that's a dangerous place for Hydra to be in.
Absolutely. I mean, the pressure in every lane just seems nearly impossible. Oh, the charm lands directly on MBK, takes a lot of damage, is able to get away. Watercut not having enough follow-up yet, but every lane just feels so pressured here for Hydra. They've got to find a way to get back into this, and I hope it doesn't come down to yet another steal, though Taylor Swift clearly capable of doing that. But it just looks really rough here in every lane. I mean, Shen and Poppy on this top side, you know, the typical top lane, we're going to fight each other constantly and no one's going to die, really. But also, Shen is able to just appear everywhere. And it's been really impressive to watch TSI not be afraid to pull that trigger and have that stand united literally anywhere across the map. So any fight can immediately turn into a 2v3 situation. Flash in by Hacks, manages to miss the root. Stranglethorns also misses. Taylor Swift is here, finds Bacon on the backside, but the damage from the Pantheon is just too much. Public Execution lands onto the Pantheon, but Maple Scissor turns around. Bacon picking up the kill onto the Ambessa, and it's just not going to be enough. Souptech is here, though. Poppy manages to land a fantastic kill. NBK picks up the kill onto Smolder. It's just an absolute brutal bloodbath here on the bot side. Souptech did manage to, I believe, pick up the kill there onto the Zyra. They want a little bit more. Maple Scissor taking a tower shot there. The Herald is used. Tower not quite dead. There it goes.
That's going to mean that you don't take any more tower shots anyway. A little bit aggressive there from Smoke. Just, you know, I wanted to really push that envelope while he still could. Aki on a ward as well. Doesn't know that it's on vision.
Oh,
the stunned up. Potential danger, but Watercat doesn't have the follow-up. No Spirit Rush, so it means that the Shen is still relatively safe, though. Is at least going to send out some Scribe's Balloons and find out that he was trying to base on a ward. 30 seconds for this Drake. Really needs to get this base off. That's cancelled. Ooh, now in a little bit danger. Or maybe it's Smart that's in danger. Who knows? Really, you can tell how much this he really wants to get this base off, but the fact that it's been delayed so much means that he's not going to be able to get up to the top side and also down to this Drake.
Oh, it's so much damage taken by that Bard. Poppy pushing on the top side. Bacon trying to take care of these wards. MBK is here. Like you said, Dragon's up in 9 seconds.
And it's a decision right now for Smoke as well. Does he want to be at this Drake? Does he want to try and get soul point for his team? Or does he go towards top lane and potentially get cancelled from doing precisely that? Of course, Sutek has no TP. He can't make his way down to this Drake to try and contest, but as a result, that's just going to be a Hydra throwing in town saying, you know what? We don't want to contest this. You have soul point. That's all yours. A dangerous decision in their own right, as that arrow is going to go millimeters wide of the Poppy in the top lane. I know you were tracking that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm surprised with how many base cancels they got onto Smoke there that they don't try and force something around that Drake because he can't be there. It's obviously Poppy without TP is a little more difficult, but even so, I'd like to see Hydra try, if they possibly could, to get down to that Drake, as now the pressure really comes onto this mid-tier 1.
Yeah, Baron is up. Watercat managed to land the charm directly onto Maple Scissor up there in a lot of trouble. Mom comes in as well. And just Taylor Swift being on the backside, they're absolutely melted, but NBK goes down as well. It's an absolute bloodbath here in the mid lane. Smoke picks up the kill onto the Smolder. The stun lands onto Watercat. Meanwhile, Souptech on the backside manages to take out Smoke.
3 for 3.
It's now a 2v2.
Yeah, the turret, though, is still the main story, right? The fact that this turret is still going to fall down is the thing TSI wanted. They trade even in terms of kills. No one's scared about a Baron being intense to the spawn, especially with so few players left on the map. And they, at the end of the day, got what they came for. It wasn't the cleanest way of doing it, but they trade efficiently. They take a very dynamic team fight, and they still get exactly what they wanted out of that fight.
It just looks so messy sometimes. I keep thinking that Hydra is going to be able to find their way back in on these team fights, because there have been some really great positionings, and like Souptech was able to get onto the back line of that fight, but just they're not quite able to fully close out in some of these team engages. Epic fail guy against Maple Scissor here in the mid lane. Bart is here, but I don't know if they're going to want anything. Yeah, it's almost smoldering time. 186. We can see the end for smoldering time. But yeah, it's just the pressure is just so immense. About 3K gold lead here, and 6 kills in favor of TSI.
Yeah, back off top lane. Hello. I feel like these guys have been doing this all the time, so I'm not going to bite until they're incredibly low, but I'm still interested in what these guys are doing, because this is a counter pick once more, right? So Sutek has got 2 counter picks in this series, and it looks like he may be getting ganked from the mid push that's come through from Maple.
Oh, and Chanto Crystal Arrow lands directly on top of Souptech. Notice the Stranglethorns is just too much CC. Souptech goes down to the Ash.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. The fact that Smoke managed to line up directly with where the arrow was coming from means that when he goes for that charge to try and get out to safety, he ends up charging in like, a perfectly straight line, still into the arrow, and if anything, just tanks the stun for a little bit longer as a result. Just unfortunate one there as MBK is walking very far from mid.
Yeah, Frozen Tomb has to land. Mom comes in. Oh, the damage is just so immense. Bacon taking an ignite, I believe, there. Has to magic portal away. Bard getting them to safety, but by an absolute razor-thin edge there.
I mean, that's a very aggressive Lissandra play, but they make it work, right? Cost double flashes, but you get the smolder, and the cleanse out of the smolder, most importantly, I think, out of all of that, is the real massive takeaway. No cleanse now. That should be down for the next Drake. That should be down for the soul spawning Drake. And beyond that kill, beyond whatever it gives you, which, to be honest, is not much, just a little bit of kill gold, that is the big play. The fact that the smolder now has no cleanse for 1 minute and 30, might even be a little bit more delayed as well, getting to that 225. Needs 15 stacks in the next minute now to get there comfortably. That might be enough to potentially get TSI the soul and potentially swing this game in their favor even just a little bit more.
Yeah, once Smolder is unlocked, it does get significantly scarier there for TSI. They have to be a little bit more careful. Watercat here may be caught out. MBK and Hacks here are waiting. Oh, and there it goes. MBK lands directly on top of the Ahri, and there's also the Stranglethorns from the Zyra, and it's going to be too much. There's a kill there.
How do you contest?
Oh, man.
Watercat's going to spawn just in time to TP in, but it's so difficult to even think of setting up vision for Hydra right now that they can get push on mid wave, on this wave in particular, because that was so many people committed down to the bot side. But in future, how do you do it?
Out there by the Pantheon. There's the MBK directly onto the back line, and the damage is good. Mom comes in, but it's not going to be enough. Bacon picking up at least, double kill there. Yeah, for the Pantheon. Oh, it's so hard. For Hydra, where can you walk? Every bush is immediate death.
You can't walk up anymore. You cannot walk up, right? That's the threat of a Pantheon, is like not even just his global. The threat of the Pantheon is his engage range is surprisingly long, even without flash. He can be there in an instant. The Lissandra as well has a very similar dynamic with this mid jungle duo are putting on an absolute showcase of why they should be scared on Hydra's side. They should be terrified of what Bacon and MBK are going to do throughout the rest of this series. And to be fair, there might only be one more game of this series at this rate.
Yeah, I mean, it's game 2, and again, I'm crossing my fingers and knocking on wood that when there's no caster curses. Smoke on the hunt here, though, for SoupTech. Dashes in to try and find this Poppy. The Oracle once comes down. Oh, there's the Grand Starfall. They want this kill.
Nice binding.
The Pantheon comes in, but a fantastic there stun by the Bard. They're just chasing. They have no fear. They do not care how many members of Hydra are here. They want them off the Baron.
They do not
mind. They do not care.
When you have Soul this early on into the game, there's not much you have to care about. You can really push the envelope, and they are doing precisely that. I mean, they're not going to force the Baron. I think they're learning from what happened in game 1. They forced Baron when they got 5k, and it didn't go well, right? This time around, they're not going to force it. They're going to see what happens. They're going to see what comes to them. But they're still doing a very good job of controlling this game state. And very close once more. Down there, she's going to fly into the next, unfortunately.
I think Epic Fail Guy felt that just, the breeze from the Enchanted Crystal Arrow just barely missed them.
I think he may have felt someone else as well.
A little bit of fear, yes.
That may have laid a little stain. Those are the ones that make you really clench up.
Woo! So there's, again, like you said, a 5k gold lead here. About, 12 kills here in favor of TSI. I mean, again, every lane was successful, and now they're able to translate this into an incredible mid-game, and they are pushing for an end here as we get deeper into this game. Oh no, Leventine. Oh, they've managed to find the Poppy out. SoupTech in a little bit of trouble here. Bacon. Oh, the damage is just immense. Doesn't even need the slow from the Ash. Poppy going down to Bacon. Magical Journey used to try and get Watercat and Leventine to safety. But, they just chase them off Baron at this point. They don't even have to take it. They just have to threaten it.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a good threat. The Poppy doesn't even have Flash now either. Trying to use it in the escape. So you have an extra tool if the fight starts in 30 seconds, but the fight is not going to start in 30 seconds. It's going to start right now. Taylor Swift is going to have to pull off another miracle to salvage this game for Hydra, and then they're still going to have to convert after that. MBK is not going to love that.
Mom was used, and Chancellor Crow's arrow was used to return. Oh, Maple! Oh, I thought he was gonna get it. Meanwhile,
That's a really good peel off.
Oh,
That's a
Hydra
really
really
good
did try
peel
it. Yes, they were able to keep the Baron alive and managed to Taylor Swift not take another Baron steal. It was so close, though. I really appreciate the play. They were able to get the tier 1 in the mid lane, though. But ooh, that was almost too close there for TSI. That was a little bit dangerous on the knife's edge once again, but they did get the Baron this time, able to successfully achieve that. Souptech putting Smoke into a wall, but was taunted in return. Oh,
Yeah,
Smoke.
I don't think I actually quite got him into the wall. It was like millimeters away to the point where Smoke was then able to
between.
counter so
Yeah.
heavily. Like, if he got into the wall, then the stun like this
There we
is suddenly
go.
a very different story.
Yes.
Because now he can't even dash as well. You get the step plus presence on top, you get a massive trade that still feels like it's almost going in Smoke's favor because, I mean, he's up 2 levels and he can just
Taunt
kill
is
you.
good. Oh, yep, there we go.
So,
Smoke.
Dusk
get
and
the kill on
Dawn.
the Souptech. Yep.
Get Dust and
That'll do
Dawn. Welcome to Broken Blade Spill.
Tempered Fate manages to land onto 2. Fantastic play there by the Bard, but the Frozen Tomb is just immense. Taylor Swift getting absolutely annihilated there in the mid lane. Lysandra,
He lives
incredible
those!
play. He lives with about, I swear, 10 HP. What an
Think it might be
incredible
lower.
play. Maybe 5. I mean, you couldn't even see the health bar at that point. I honestly thought Lysandra may have perished in that engage. But the Temper Fate was good, but it's not enough. Even in a 2v more than 2 scenario, 2v4, it's not going to be enough. The damage is just too immense, and the pressure is just too much. Yeah. And
That's the damage
Baron
difference.
minis. Yeah.
Is the damage difference, right? It's the finest of fine margins that TSI have been able to cling on to this whole time, right? That they were able to bring a little bit more to every single fight, and that's, you know, they've built their gold lead up from what it was to now what it is at 8,500, and it's those advantages that give them the chances. Like we just saw there, the fine margins to really start going in their favors. MBK is sending it. That's maybe a bit much.
Yeah, Stranglethorns does land on a 3. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift is in their team. It doesn't really. Oh, Maple Sursa able to get a turnaround kill.
That's also a bit much.
On to Taylor Swift. Both teams going a little bit too deep. Tempered Fate managed to land onto Smoke, but it's not going to be enough. I mean, the team's just getting absolutely obliterated. Keeper's Verdict manages to get Maple Syrup out of the fight, which does mean that Epic Fail guy gets the kill. The Ignite is good. Double kill for the Smolder, but Pantheon comes back in. Grand Starfall gets the stun onto the Smolder, and Smoke. The Keeper's Verdict did mean the Smolder was able to pick up 2 kills there, but it's not going to be enough. Only Bard is left alive.
He wanted a Pantheon with ult, and he just forgot that he could press the button to come back. I'm sorry to cut you off. But, like, that didn't need to be the case.
You're right.
I'll let that be known.
Just, you know, they did get 2 kills, so we have to give them that, right? Epic Fail guy picking up 2 kills here. It is fantastic.
Huge. That's huge.
Smolder definitely needs it. Golden Fusion is always good. Able to pick up some more items there in that buy while on the gray screen vacation. But yeah, Keeper's Verdict maybe not the best target, but also
it was desperate. He was about to die. Like I don't blame him for that, but
no,
I do blame. I put a small amount of blame on Bacon for not just like flying straight back in and turning the fight back around again. But at any rate, it's still an okay fight for Hydra, right? They don't lose out with gold as a result of that fight. But
Lysandra has a catch onto the bot lane.
Oh my.
Ignite coming down onto Watercat. They're absolutely out of that fight, which means they will not be here.
They have TP.
They do. Oh, it's true.
They shoot Spirit Rush. And the issue is also top lane.
Yeah, there is a TP coming in here for the side of Hydra. They want to. Oh, Temper Fate lands onto 2. It means there's a 2v4 here. A fantastic pick by the Bard. NBK just takes so much damage. There goes the public execution directly on NBK. They go golden. Wow. It's not going to be enough. Stranglethorns, though, just absolutely obliterates Taylor Swift. And Maple Sursa is just absolutely chewing through every member of Hydra. There's only the Bard and the Ahri left, and it's not going to be enough to save them. Ace for the side of TSI. I think they're going to push for an end here. The Ashe is unstoppable at this point. The peel is so good for Maple Sursa that they can do whatever they want. They can free hit whomever they need. Just TSI is absolutely on fire.
So that's what 100% crit chance on Ashe looks like. See, when I play it, I don't usually get that far.
True.
So like, I'm not used to it. That was insane. They just melted.
More Ashe. I think that's what I need.
I need to play less Ashe, but that's a different issue.
Taylor Swift doing their absolute best to try and keep this game alive, but it's not going to be enough. Game 2 goes the side of TSI. They are on match point here in finals already.
Wow.
Wow, is right.
Wow.
I mean, I almost have no words. I mean, what more can be said? This game was much closer than game 1. We can definitely attest to that. But the playmaking from TSI, yes and no.
Like the gold lead would say otherwise, right? The previous
True.
game finished 70-65. This game finishes 70-56. This is TSI. I mean, sure, the kill score is a little bit
different,
inflated on both sides.
Yes,
but this is 4 going up to 15. It's still nowhere near enough of a comeback in terms of how you get to bring this back as a series. This is now it's starting to become a trend where it feels like TSI are able to grind out an early game advantage, whether by pure dominance with kills or just by dominance of macro. They get themselves a 5,000 advantage, and this time they don't waste it all around the Baron. They're able to hold on to it through a very good technical micro plays, sending their Lissandra out of the pit to lock down that Ember as long as possible. They get in, but they peel off just enough, and it works out to perfection for them. And that's what's shown as well by this goal grind, right? They grind out a little lead through the early game, and they build it into an absolute unassailable monster come the late game. The 4 Drake sold as well feels like the icing on the cake, where you're playing against Smolder. You should have prior in bot lane. They do have prior in bot lane, and they use it to perfection.
I have no other words to say. Absolutely 100% yes. I mean, even when the game felt more even and it felt like Hydra had a way to make plays happen or had some good catches, TSI was just so on top of where everyone was at every time. This is why I'm always excited to see a good Shen, because that Shen was everywhere all of the time. So was the Pantheon, despite being Keeper's verdict in that last fight and having maybe a little bit of a delay on that Grand Starfall in. Just like they were able to be so oppressive across the entirety of the map. There was nowhere that Hydra could even find an emoticum of a foothold in that entire game. And honestly, yeah, I agree. MVP here to Hacks, because that Zyra, not only were the roots there, right, from the grassy roots, the bindings, right, but the Stranglethorn plays were just so good all the time. It meant you couldn't walk anywhere. Every bush was dangerous, and constantly hitting multiple people or really good spacing, right, with those ultimate abilities. So fantastic MVP job there for the support for TSI. But I just, at this point, like I said, it's match point. This is finals. Hydra have to show up. They either have to reverse sweep at this point, or it might be over. And it's so shocking considering, they were clearly the favorites here going into finals, but it just feels like TSI has their number and is absolutely making it work for them. I mean, I liked the idea there, right, with the Smolder and Bard, but it just seemed like they were not able to make use of any of the champions they had. I mean, again, oppressive is really the only word I can think of.
Yeah, and I think the other word that we can think of is impressive as well. For
True.
For this, for how they've turned the season around, right? Look at the season. TSI were 3-3. Right? Yeah. They got a 3 seed off of a tiebreaker over Stun Gaming Eclipse. They lost in the first round of the playoffs to the 6th seed. They had to play in the first lower bracket game. But since then, they have won every single week, 4 in a row, sorry, to get to this point, to even make it to the grand finals. They have had to run the gauntlet against nearly every single team. The only team they didn't have to face again, ironically, is the team that put them down into the lower bracket. Right? They had to play the 7, the 5, the 4, and the 2 seed to even get to this point. And I just wonder, maybe that confidence is what's bringing them through to this point, because they've started to show that they can win consistently, and it's really turned things around for them on the whole. Like, now I'm scared for Hydra somehow.
Absolutely. I mean, at this point, they have absolutely shown up to play, and we are going to take a quick break while we wait for both teams to get ready for game 3. And it's match point here for TSI. Can Hydra come back and reverse sweep to a win? We're going to find out. Don't go anywhere. It's finals. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're here. We're at match point between Hydra and TSI here in Ember League Scorch Finals. So I am super excited for this matchup. I mean, game one and game two, very dominant in favor of TSI. They have swapped sides now. So now we get to see if their red side is just as dominant as their blue. But at this point, what do you need from Hydra to be able to fight back at this point? I mean, all of the lanes were kind of rough, and even the team fights when we got into mid and late, they just were not able to capitalize on kind of what they wanted to do. So, what are you hoping to see here in game three, Rue?
I think they need a heavy winning bot lane. Honestly, I think that might be enough to maybe turn things back around in their favor just a little bit, because so far they've drafted a little bit more passively in bot lane, right? First game, taking Severe Karma, which is a lot more wave clear focused, and a lot into Kate and Nami, where they can poke you and they can sustain whatever you do as the Karma. It was a little bit too passive, my liking. Game two, they almost lent even more into that, right? Bard, nice and aggressive, but with Smolder, it just didn't have the firepower to back it up. They took a rough trade level 1, and it was never like easily recoverable for their bot lane from that point onwards. This time round, with first pick advantage, I want to see them draft something aggressive that can work well in the bot lane to get things started, whether that's by taking an aggressive support. I mean, Leventhian, like he likes playing Nautilus. He likes playing Leona. All of these, I'd love to see. If they leave Seraphine open now that Ashe is off the table, also absolutely send it. Like, I do not care what you want to go specifically. I just want to see a winning bot lane. And there we go. There's a Seraphine.
There you go. I 100% agree, because not only does a Seraphine provide the aggression, but it also provides the sustain, right? Yunara here, picked up from TSI. Yunara Lulu from TSI. I love that bot lane combo. Yeah, especially now that there's no Braum, right? Obviously, because we have the support scene on TSI. But yeah. Oh, I do really like the energy here from TSI. I do like the pickup, right, for Seraphine, exactly for the reasons you mentioned. And I do think that, I mean, half the problem is, can you hit the roots, right? With the Seraphine, can you make sure that you're hitting your roots, the CC, and also the Encores, making sure you have good use of them. Senna here picked up for Hydra. Another stack, another champion that needs a lot of stacks. However, I'm loving the energy out of the bot lane right now for Hydra. I am very interested in how this is going to go.
Yeah, I mean, very nice synergy with Seraphine. I'll be honest, I was looking through, like, someone that picks Seraphine earlier, and I was like, what do I play with this? And I was looking through, I was like, could I go Senna? It sounds alright, but I'm not sure I have enough damage early game, and that's kind of where I got stuck. I went Misfortune in that game, for reference, but, like, I mean, Senna, a very similar idea. Like, you just, you use the fact that you have your slow on your Q, you use the fact that you have a root as well to get a stun upgrade for the Seraphine. Plenty of opportunities to get it done, but again, it feels like it might be a little bit on the passive side in terms of the damage output, right? You now have almost like 2 enchanters in the bot lane, and while you can put on some pressure, it's not necessarily enough. Now, running into Rammus as well makes things all the scarier with the Wukong already chosen on your side. You're looking to diversify your damage profile quite a bit now.
Yeah, I am a little worried for Hydra, though, because TSI is once again picking out, we're going to throw hands all of the time type of composition. The Rammus here pickup, I do really like. It's not something that I see typically very often. It does, I mean, we did see a lot of Rammus emotes earlier, but especially, sorry, I'm going to go back to the bot lane. Yunara Lulu is, I'm going to use the word again, because I feel like that's just kind of how TSI has been playing these games. It can be so oppressive to try and play into, especially when, from Senna, you need goals. It takes a little bit of time. It just kind of does, not only from a gold perspective, but also from the damage perspective. Yeah. And so, that combined with the Seraphine is going to be a lot of playing back, I feel like. Meanwhile, you have Yunara, who always wants to play forward, essentially. So we have Hui, the same bands that we have seen previously, a lot of mid lane and some top lane bands here. Hui, we're waiting for the last band here for XSV Hydra.
Yeah.
But I do like the Wukong. I like the Wukong pick.
Interesting to see Ornban come through there from Hydra instead of holding it for their own. I'm looking at top lanes. They don't, both of them completely fine playing on, as you'd expect, but it looks like maybe Sutek less fun for him to be playing the Ornn, so going to take that one away. But at the same time, you're now taking away one of your really dependable blind picks, right? Sion still exists if that's where you want to go, but maybe look first towards what you want to take into this Annie. You need to diversify your damage, as you said before, right? Now you're up against the Rammus. You got to be very careful what you do. You're naturally going to take something a little bit more magey in mid anyway, but you need something that's magey and also aggressive enough to match what your Wukong wants to do. Ari's out of the pool. A lot of the other things you might think of matching, the Annie, for example, taken away by your opponents, and as such, it's now a bit more passive, right? You don't have those similar aggressive picks. Even something like Syndra, which would have been lovely, out of the pool. Orianna, out of the pool. And now you're stuck with a Victor, which is a very fine champion, but not a great synergy with Wukong.
And once again, it just feels like we're having a Hydra team that really needs to wait a little bit to be able to achieve the types of power spikes that we know can come from a Victor and a Senna, but it just takes time. Meanwhile, we know TSI is ready to fight immediately here. K'Sante rounding out the picks here for Hydra, headed to the top lane.
Do you have a Garen in your back pocket?
That would be fun.
Smoke has 9 games of Garen. Like, Garen is a K'Sante counter. It's fine for the lane. Sorry, not just fine for the lane. It's insane for the lane. The rest of the game, maybe a little bit more sketchy, but it depends. You feel like maybe have enough with the Rammus. Okay, similar idea. Similar idea. He just has 7 times as many games on Darius than he does Garen.
A big dude with an axe instead of a sword. I mean, that's the only difference, right? That's me, Darius is Garen. But I am already concerned for Hydra. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, it's not out until until it's over. It's not over until the Nexus explodes. And obviously, Hydra has the capability to play well, not only because of how they have done this season, but also in the games where we have seen them able to fight back and be able to find a little bit of foothold and a little bit of place to find those picks. We know they can do it. It's a matter of, can they make it when it matters the most, right? And we are headed into the Rift here for what could be the final game here for this finals matchup. TSI sitting on 2 wins with a comp. Look at the little frog. What a we're starting with a lizard. What a great way to start.
With the Raven. This is what you get with the Raven.
My
you don't
favorite
get this anywhere
producer.
else. You don't get this anywhere else.
It's true. It's true. Peak content here for the finals, and I'm worried for Hydra. I have hopes that they're going to be able to find what they need in this game. NBK already getting a stun out here on the Watercat. They're throwing hands. It's not even a minute in. But
yeah, I'm also worried for the bot side again, though, right? We're talking about we want them to play aggressive, we want them to have priority. They didn't even look at going towards the bot side early on. They instead played the counter jungle, but now their ward is late. It's already spotted. They can assume that there's a ward in there for TSI, but they don't know. They don't know what's happening at all. And I'm honestly surprised that ward was even allowed to live from TSI. I feel like if there was a higher focus on that, when you're playing double enchanters, that ward in the middle rush matters so much. That is your prio in the lane a lot of the time. The fact that that was not deleted instantly by TSI, a little bit surprising, but I mean, hey, if you give it up every now and again, it'll be fine. I think they could have maybe pressed up a little bit more on that bot side, but as things stand, should be okay.
Yeah, Smoke already fighting Taylor Swift here on this K'Sante. I did not realize until just now that Taylor Swift and Sutek had swapped roles. There's first blood there to the Darius. K'Sante already dying. Again, we're not even 2 minutes into this game, and we're already fighting. Rammus has invaded their jungle. Annie is here. Victor may be in trouble. Caught out near the mid lane, which we may get to see here soon. Maple Scissor already. Oh, the pressure on the Epic Field guy is just immense. They get the root, though, onto the Inara. Has to flash out. Oh, and the Ignite just...
The cannon didn't kill him.
The cannon did not kill him. There's no Ignite. I was just so hyper-focused on them about to die. Meanwhile, there is Ignite in the mid lane. And that is a flash and a dead Victor there in the mid lane. The flash not going to be able to save them. Yes.
Ow.
But, oh, the turnaround from Epic Failure was not quite enough to get the kill there on the Maple Scissor, but they weren't able to get the kill on the Senna either. Bot lane already contentious. But, oh man, what a catch there in that mid lane, Victor.
Yeah, absolute chaos raining across the map. Let's go from start to finish on that one. Smoke
Sure.
deciding that the K'Sante is not allowed to play the game. He's
True.
allowed to do that because he's playing Darius. That means that K'Sante is not allowed to play the game, right? Smoke doing exactly what he should do, bullying out the new top laner for Hydra, which, by the way, did bait me before this the draft started, before like the whole series started. I looked at it as like Sutek has got 5 games in jungle recently. Epic Fail guy, I don't know, sorry, Taylor Swift has got most of his games in top lane. I got very confused. And then now they switched around for game 3, but not the point. Down to bot lane, like not even measurable how close that was.
Watercat. Oh,
this is not
in
close.
so much trouble. It's not gonna. The field is not gonna be enough. Victor dying once again to the MBK. Oh, the gank from Bacon, just absolutely OP. Fantastic angle. Watercat needs to find their way back into this game. Smoke once again, fighting Taylor Swift. Yoinks them back. Oh, the bleed is just immense. Taylor Swift is just not able to play the game, as you said. Once again, Smoke picking up a kill there on the top side. Taylor Swift on this K'Sante having a rough go of it at the beginning of this game. 0-4, 4 minutes in.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you try and step up to a stack checker, right? You're playing K'Sante. You can sometimes do exactly what this Darius is doing to you, but it's incredibly situational, especially in the early game. Pre-6, your threat is nearly non-existent. The threat of K'Sante comes from the fact that you can press W twice, right? Once before, once after you ult. That is your kill threat a lot of the time. That's where your damage in your kit lies. You can poke out with your Q, but it's not really a poke tool compared to everything else that you get to see. It's just, yeah, you walking up pre-6 like this, especially against someone who can stat check so efficiently, so effectively. And Smoke, we've seen throughout the series, doing an amazing job in whatever he's thrown into. This time, another aggressive matchup. We saw in the Mordekaiser previously,
Maple.
an aggressive matchup, and it was insanely in his favor.
Absolutely. And I mean, we have already seen Maple Scissor being honestly on top of this bot lane for Hydra. I'm going to hold on that. MBK maybe caught out here. Maybe not. Soup Tech went in and then left. A little bit of pressure there on the MBK. They'll be fine. Yeah, not quite able to do anything yet.
he can't do anything else. He threw his stuff and he was like, oh. Right, yeah, that was the gank. That was the gank.
I appreciate a big aura move. Meanwhile, oh no, Rammus is here in the mid lane once again. The stun is good and the taunt is good. NBK is on a killing spree. 3-0. 5.5 minutes in. What I was saying before I got interrupted by myself was that Maple isn't even level 6 yet. We haven't even seen the Yunara true fighting ability come out yet. So I'm concerned here for Hydra. Once that true fighting potential becomes unlocked in the bit lane, oh, Rammus is here. He's made a jamming all the way to the bot lane. They're trying to get away. They are in the shadow with Senna. The root does land onto Rammus, but there's not enough damage really to follow up. The slow from Maple is going to be enough. But talk about aura. Rammus just absolutely doing whatever they want.
Not a care. Like, just not a single care. You know why? Because he has a bramble vest.
Lands on a Maple. It's true.
He does not care.
No care. Taking Dragon.
He has bramble vest.
Doesn't care.
He has everything he can need for the rest of the game.
The Lulu also doesn't care, I want to point out. Soup Tech is here.
Because he just took like half his health from the dragon.
Oh, the polymorph is good. Soup Tech may be in trouble, has to flash out. Bacon really wants this dragon.
Okay.
Nope, Soup Tech here as well. Oh, Tibbers lands. The sun is good on the Soup Tech. The jungler has gone down. Hax and Maple are on the hunt here. They want more. Epic Fail Game may be in trouble. The polymorph is good. And the Lulu goes in. That was a fantastic flash by the Lulu, but the root from Seraphine is good. Is it going to be able to get away? Hax is about 10 HP.
Oh, not enough.
Whoa, not quite enough to get the kill onto the Lulu. This Lulu, I've never seen a Lulu with so much menacing aura.
Yeah, I mean, that flash was incredibly menacing. I don't know if it was anything else. It was alarming in some regards, just flashing straight into two of them. It got the barrier out of that fail guy, but that's not really someone that you'd want to trade, right? Flashing your support for barrier and the enemy ADC going to be way faster, and it's nowhere near as impactful in these fights. Epic Fail reaching his first major stack point as well, getting towards 20 very early on in this one. So all this fighting helping out as all that fighting.
Oh, smoke
in the top lane, not helping out. Yeah, if Taylor Swift just gave up level 1, this is a very different looking game. The fact that he tried to contest a Darius at level 1 has led to this, and this is not good for a Cassante. It's not good for the rest of the game.
No. Well, where there is smoke, there is fire, and TSI is decidedly on fire. 0-7, 8 minutes into the game. That's about to kill a minute. Maple Scissor walking up to Epic Fail Guy. Again, I cannot stress enough how much all these members of TSI are absolutely playing so aggressively no matter where they are. Meanwhile, Wukong is in the mid lane. They might have caught out MBK. There's a flash, but Rammus is here. Suptech trying to get this kill there on the MBK. Cassante for the roam, gets the shutdown there on the MBK. You know, you need a little bit of help. You need an infusion of gold here on the top side. Taylor Swift may be in trouble, though. Bacon and Smoke are here. The taunt lands. Taylor Swift trying to get away.
There's no way he's coming in just to take the shutdown and then get his head chopped off once more. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
Smoke once again picking up a kill here.
Cassante needed that kill so much.
Yep. Taylor Swift did pick up a kill. Got a little bit of gold there. Maple Scissor manages to pop the trans on himself. The encore is good, but it only landed on them. Wild Growth is good as well. They flash in, trying to get this kill onto the Senna. But the shield is good enough. I don't think it's going to quite land. The flash from the Seraphine wants the kill onto the ADC. Managed to get it. Picks up the kill onto Maple. Lots of flashes here in the bot lane. A lot of ultimate abilities used as well.
Your flash as hacks, right? That is the difference in that fight. If he has flash, then maybe the fight continues. Maybe the fight even goes back in TSI's favor. It's the flash in the previous play that does this, as now he's turned up to mid.
Hax is here with MBK. Polymorph is good. MBK on the hunt. They want the kill. Oh, the gravity field goes down, giving them just enough of a
still gets caught.
base, and the stun was good as well. Watercat managed to get away. A-okay. That was a really good roam there from Hax. Not quite able to turn it into a kill. Suptech is hovering here in the mid lane.
Where it was, it just forced MBK to either walk through it and tank up the slow and the stun, or to try and walk around it and still apparently tank up the stun. Just a really nice disengage from him. And I don't know how this happened. Clearly it's the CS, but mid gold lead is non-existent, and this Annie has 3 kills.
Yeah, the CS difference is quite large. The Annie has been roaming quite a bit too. Come to think of it.
5 KP, and they're up 100 gold. That's insane. Fair play to Victor. Watercat's done a great job of equalizing this, because this could be a runaway game. MBK could be absolutely running over the rift on the Annie, but he's just Watercat's done a great job reeling him in, and also getting something back in his own favor.
True. And the Victor will be very helpful for an aggressive Yunara later. Suptech is here on the bot side. Looks like they may want to hover for a bit of a gank. I don't think that they know that Suptech is here. They had no vision of them while they were roaming through that bot jungle. Bacon is mid once again. The stun is good onto MBK, but Tippers is here, and it's not going to be enough. Bacon picking up a kill here onto Watercat. Arcane Storm was used, and it's not quite enough to kill MBK. Oh, they know that they're...
Can we go a little bit on the camera? There's a ward. There's a ward in that bush. That ward has seen Suptech. They know that he's here. They know that he could still be there in the lane, and they're respecting it. I love this play from TSI. It's the vision plays that don't get represented enough. You don't get seen all the time. But that there is an absolute game saver from TSI's perspective, because this gold lead is actually somehow going in Hydra's favor quite heavily in bot right now, right? The overall gold lead is in their favor, but that's all on the Darius. And that, in some regards, can get mitigated when the late game comes around.
True. Oh, Suptech is still here. Have almost backed about 3 times. They know that Bacon's here. Suptech canceled her back once again on the backside, but Cyclone is going to be available. They root the Rammus. Meanwhile, fantastic patience. Wild Growth is used, as is the ultimate on the Yunara, trying to get ahead of Suptech. The Encore lands on the Maple. Victor. It's going to be good. Watercat had a fantastic roam. Suptech picking up the kill on the Yunara there. Oh, what a fantastic play by Hydra. I thought it was going to be too long that they waited in that bush, but it was just long enough.
Yeah, really good patience with Suptech, and knowing that the play could still be there, and then he was clearly spotted going in, but they don't have a ward in that bush in particular. They don't know if he's still there, or if he's gone for a base. And the fact that Bacon then comes down to try and make the counterplay work by saying, okay, we think that he's gone at this point. It's just a complete mind game. And unfortunately for Bacon, the Wukong was still around and he gets a perfect engage onto the backline while Bacon gets distracted, having to run away from the Seraphine center. He runs up to the top side. He gets himself out to safety, but he can't do the same for Maple Scissorup, who then, unfortunately for him, tries to walk up into the river to try and escape instead of walking back to his tower. And that's where
Forty Slam lands onto Water Cat, and the damage is just immense. NBK picking up another kill there. Arcane Storm was used in the meantime, as was Tibbers. Meanwhile, on the top side, Smoke, once again, I mean, just absolutely dominating in this top side on this Darius. Cassante just cannot walk in the lane.
Yeah. That's not even much of an XP lead. I think that does say level 12, Cassante.
Oh, Maple Sir. Oh, got caught out when the Lulu wasn't there. What an incredible kill for the Seraphine in that particular engage.
I'm generating questions right now. How does that happen? And how did the Victor dying as well where he did is a little bit odd to me as well. But like, how is Yanara there?
I think maybe sometimes when you're 2 games up and several kills up, you just get a little ahead of yourself. So if you are TSI, it's not necessarily that you need to slow the tempo, but maybe just take a breath. Maybe not fight all the time.
This game is far from over.
Yes, very far from over. I mean, as we've seen previously, Hydra can come back. If given an inch, they will take a mile. And TSI has been able to shut them down so far, but that's not a sure thing, especially when you have scaling composition here, right? Like Hydra has.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing with TSI is they got a mile taken against. They had to retake that mile in game 1. They don't want to go through that again. That was not a fun experience for them, I'm sure. The panic that came their way, I feel it was not very fun. This is not fun either.
Yeah, flash used by the... Oh, no, sorry. No flash, but had to get out. Meanwhile, am I correct in seeing that Maple is like half a level behind this Senna?
Yeah, I mean, it's not quite the XP lead we've seen in top lane. I was trying to see it earlier while Taylor Swift was dead. Now we got to see him, just ticked level 11.
Oh, Maple Surf in
nearly
trouble.
level 13.
Is able to dodge away. Has to use Wild Growth from the Lulu to make sure they're okay. The Wukong is here. They do know, though. They have a ward in the bush now.
Yeah, that's the difference. This time, able to play it a little bit safer accordingly, but they're still looking for this play. I mean, this is dangerous to even go for the dive. I don't fancy it.
Yeah, a little bit scary here. It does look like they're not going to end up doing a full dive soup deck. Just clearing some wards and probably going to do some counter juggling here. Meanwhile, on the top side, Tibbers is used.
Is this necessary?
Onto the Cassante. At this point, it may be constituted as bullying. Poor Cassante here. Taylor Swift once again.
He's worth a lot of gold.
NBK using a lot of ultimate abilities and losing a lot of gold, especially with this Victor pushing in mid lane. You definitely don't want Watercat to get ahead. Sutek is here. We have a TP coming in to the bot side. They don't want to let the Yanara Lulu be by themselves. Darius is here. The by far scariest member of TSI. It looks like they want... Oh, the flash! But the root was good from the Seraphine. Really well played. Epic fail guide. They have to turn around. Darius cannot walk into that.
Yeah, I'm going to take this time to express my surprise that Taylor Swift is still worth like 280 gold at this point in the game. Like, usually when you get consecutive deaths, like we're seeing, it's quite costly in terms of the enemy team. They don't get anywhere near as much from the kills, but MBK effectively getting his gold lead back now from all those kills. The one on the Water Cat around the Raptor Pit, and then that on there on the top lane off a couple of roams. MBK's now established itself with a small little gold lead in mid. Definitely not as consequential as what we're seeing in top lane, where it's 2,500 and feels like Smoke is able to at least run the top side of the map, even if he can't quite make the play work on bot. This is what I mean when we say he can run the play on top, because you have no tier 1 anymore, and you should... Okay, let's see what the Wukong can do. Yep. Hold on.
Wukong is here. Yep, we have a bit of a 2v1 situation. Smoke may be in trouble this time. All out is used. Oh, but it's not going to be enough. Managed to pick one up, but Cassante lives. Shut down to the Cassante on the Darius. That's got to feel good. Taylor Swift picking up a bit of a... Not only a gold influx, but hopefully a little bit of an energy boost there.
Yeah, and you also
Super
get an
quick
XP
down the
influx as
meantime,
well, right? This is
Yeah.
now XP that Smoke is going to lose finally compared to what's happening the rest of the time, where it feels like Xantes has been getting slowly further and further behind in terms of XP, if nothing else. This is a little bit of a turnaround in both regards, while Epic Fail Guy starting to get those stacks going a little bit, up to 48 now. Overall, make that 49, and probably another couple off Rift Herald as well. Shelly really kind enough to drop to, so starting to get there, but at this rate, it's going to be, you know, the typical breakpoint where you're like, okay, now the center can really do something. It's like 80 to 100. At this rate, it's still going to be like 40 minutes, and you only have one Drake.
Oh. Well, Epic Fail may be in trouble. The Soaring Slam is flashed away. The taunt does land on 11 time, though. The Seraphine is in so much trouble. MBK picking up a kill there on the Seraphine. There's no turnaround play here. Tipper is down. They picked up the dragon in the meantime.
Yeah. And that's a really nice play there from TSI as well, right? Be able to transition from getting the Drake into still finding the play on mid. Oh. A very good
Victor.
punish onto Hydra. And this is maybe looking to be another one as well. Send Tibbers to face check. I love this decision.
Tibbers is in fact facing. They do get the tier 1 on the mid lane. Meanwhile, while Victor is facing certain doom on the bot side, Bacon manages to find and taunt up the mid lane. Oh, the Senna. And the Senna, like you said, has no flash. Maple Star picking up the kill there in the mid lane. And Rammus is rolling away, trying to find
hello.
NBK maybe in trouble. Cyclone use here onto the Annie. Oh, they go so low, but it's not going to be enough. The stun. Oh, the Piper comes in just in enough time. Smoke picking up the kill onto Sutek. It looked so good. Oh, but they weren't able to translate it into a full kill. Smoke. Can we officially say everything? Is this Sutek
for everything to get that kill? I feel so bad. Sorry, what were you saying? Sorry, I was just still focused on Wukong.
No, that's fine. I mean, at what point do we consider this Darius to be a raid boss?
When he gets Dead Man's Plate.
We hit it. Oh, okay. That's the key. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
well,
Dead Man's Plate means he has so much more move speed, especially into the team comp that Hydra have. I mean, sure, like Cleaver, Senna, like, okay, you removed a bit. Wukong, you removed a bit more armor. It's less about the armor. It's much more about the move speed that Smoke is going to have and the rundown ability that he can perform on the Rift, as we're seeing Taylor Swift. What's more, getting run down. I'm sure the real T-Swiz is used to getting run down in real life by mobs of fans, but not sure this Xante is as used to it.
Yeah, Smoke coming in with Bacon here. Managing to catch Taylor Swift. Now there is the bot lane available. Oh, it's now a 4v2. Smoke and Rammus need to run away. It is in fact a 5v2. The TP is coming in. Smoke may be in trouble. The rest of the team isn't here in enough time. Watercat comes in at just the right moment on the other side of the fight. Wukong picking up the kill into the Darius. The rest of the members, there's only 3 here. 4 TSI on the top side. There's all 5 members of Hydra here. They want this tier 1 top really bad, and I think they're gonna get it. Yeah, there's no way to defend that.
Yeah, a couple more plates, and you can really you can make that a fight if that's a hill you want to die on as TSI. But instead, I think it's better to just completely disengage as they did. They're still getting something back in mid, right? MBK, we talked earlier about his cross mapping, as they are going to start the Baron. I'm not sure about this one.
Yeah,
Smoke should have a TP at least. This is dangerous. This is so dangerous.
Oh, they managed to find Watercat. MBK is here as well. Sutek is trying to get the kill. They do get the kill onto the Annie. 1 major damage dealer out of the way. Maple Syrup is also Wild Growth and has popped their ultimate. Is it going to be enough to get the kill? Bacon is going down, though. Isn't going to be able to survive despite all the tankiness of Rammus.
Yunara doesn't do enough.
Seraphine picking up the kill. Yunara didn't do enough either. It's going to be a bloodbath here for TSI. Hydra fighting back. Sutek trying to catch out Smoke. They're not going to be able to do it. Smoke and Hacks are the only ones left alive of TSI. Are they going to be enough to stop this Baron take when all 5 members of Hydra are still alive and here?
It's dangerous. Like, this is such an early Baron still. Early game Baron. Think of this as like an Atakan from last year. This is still incredibly dangerous. Smoke, though, also half HP mix is a little bit more achievable. It might just be the peel off here from TSI. They don't feel like they can go for it.
Yeah, there's not a lot they can offer to try and stop this Baron take. Hydra doesn't even have to steal this one. NBK is here. They have respawned. They're going to try and catch them on the box side. They're going to try and stop the back. Sutek is trapped in the pit. Is yoinked by Smoke, but it's just a clone.
MBK pressed W on his... so he pressed Q to get the stun onto Sutek, but he pressed W too early so he doesn't get the stun on his Q. That means he gets out. That's the difference.
And they get away with it.
He W'd nothing, by the way. He used his stun on the air, and Sutek is able to escape because of that.
The game has officially flipped, I think. The game has changed. I do believe Hydra may be in the advantageous position here for the first time in 3 games. They have the Baron. They didn't need to steal it. Gold, advantage. Slight, but it still counts. Kills, not quite. But they're getting there. Oh, the Tibbers is good. Lands directly on top of Sutek. Oh, and it might be disastrous. The Soaring Slam comes in. The stun, though, is good. And despite all the help that Sarah can get, they still get the kill onto the Wukong. There's more fights to be had, though. The Charm does land. Watercat is in a bit of trouble, though. The Arcane Storm comes in. Oh, Smoke is just huge with the wild growth from the Lulu. Cassante on the back end's not going to be enough. Double kill there for Smoke. It looked so good, but they just can't quite get to who they need to get the wins. I mean, Lulu has just come in so clutch in so many of these fights, and Smoke is just abominable.
He is just.
Try and fight.
He is just like you can stop right there. He is just. I think that the major swing factor in that fight for me though is the fight starts on TSI's terms, right? It's the Annie engaging from a bush that they have warded that Hydra have no idea about. Sutek goes for a face check and he's instantly cut down, right? Barely had a chance to even play in the fight. I'm not even sure if he used a Cyclone. I'll be honest, it looks like he just got absolutely deleted, and even with his Merc Treads, nowhere near enough tenacity to hang on for a fight like that. TSI, with a really good recovery from what was an awkward play, all over the rift, trying to contest that Baron did not go in their favor at all, but they bring things back, and it's because of MBK who's getting into these bushes. Usually, an Annie going for that type of engage has to burn the flash, right? The way you close the distance and you have the element of surprise is by burning the flash. But there, he was able to shoot it from a bush. He's able to save it. Oh,
Tech manages to immediately find the Yanara. The Polymorph is going to be enough to save NBK. And you know what? The Yanara died. Wild Growth had to be used, but it's not going to be enough. Epic Fail Guy absolutely obliterates NBK here. The Charm on the Encore lands. Rammus has to get away, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. They just managed to get away. Yanara really wanted to pick that fight, but just doesn't have the damage to really stick it out, especially with Sutek there at the exact right time.
Yeah, Sutek with an amazing timer to get there, but MBK, that was another play for the Annie because this time the Annie had flash, right? So last time the Annie didn't need to use flash, this time the Annie still has it, but they're just playing out of range. Hydra, great disengage from the initial threat. They realized that the Annie is the threat, and I believe it was the flash from Leventien as well, like to top things off. Managed to flash away from the flash Tibbers. MBK could not close the distance this time, and that is the difference in the fight. That Annie does not start the fight with the CC, with the insane burst that she has on this 2-item spike, and as such, they don't have enough. Hydra is instead able to turn these back around, and that is the fight they need. Hydra needs slow, grindy team fights. TSI need the snap burst of engage.
Especially, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Smoke wasn't there either, which means that you're missing a large portion of the gold. It was all of them? Okay. Oh, NBK here, managing to get the Son of the Watercat with the Wild Growth. Is it going to be enough to keep them alive through this Arcane Storm, though? Watercat does go down, and NBK does manage to live there with the Tibbers coming out, but Watercat being caught in the bot lane. But it was close. I think that exactly showcases how narrow the margins are in these fights. Watercat very nearly picking up the killer on the NBK, and honestly also on the hacks in that engage. But Tibbers comes out on top.
Tibbers does indeed. The ability to play 3v2 when you thought it was 2v2. Enough to turn that on there in TSI's favor. And, well, the gold has definitely equalized from what it once was. We're now in a situation where we're still 2 minutes away from a TSI potential soul, and it's Infernal once more. We saw earlier that Infernal Soul earlier in the series was enough to swing a game in TSI's favor after they very nearly lost it over the Baron play. Now, if they can get another Infernal Soul, we're talking straight back into business, and Sutek, those are not your chickens.
Maple did have to pop the ultimate to be able to get away from the slows there from the Senna, and they're able to just, the rest of Hydra was able to kind of just play back enough to allow that ultimate to expire. So they do have a little bit of time there. before the Inara is ready to throw hands once again. Dunk Master Darius is an iconic skin. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I appreciate the zoom on the
Basketball is
backing
great.
animation too.
Yeah,
MBK,
basketball is a great basketball in the
sun?
game, so I'm here for it.
True. Just a little bit of poke there on the Sutek saying, we see you.
Yeah, and as again, like this time, there's no punish on the face check, but 50 seconds before the Drake, like this is a dangerous time to be face checking. MBK working his way back up to a stun, that they get the base cancel. Now Sutek has to be incredibly careful. MBK is still trying to work up to that stun, but he should have it. Press E, press R. Sutek respecting that, but now he's completely off tempo for this Drake spawning in 30 seconds.
Oh, Bacon a little bit deep here, trying to clear some wards. Like you said, that is a little bit of unfortunate timing there for Sutek.
Smoker split pushing.
How many people are they going to send to the Darius while the dragon is up?
Like it's just to Cassante. Taylor Swift has the TP to get back, but the Smoke is just getting so much on display. Even if nothing else happens, but they can't let him get engaged on mid. Ooh, scary.
Has to pop the ultimate to get away once again. NBK trying to play a little bit of a body block once again in a bush. They do have sweepers though. And they're pushing the members of TSI away. Smoke is TPing in. They want this play.
That's a deep TP.
The gravity is good. The stun lands onto Smoke. Meanwhile, Bacon finds the back line, but the stun is good. Annie is here. The charge lands onto 3, but it's not going to be enough. They turn around. Cassante here trying to do their best in the back line. They managed to get the kill onto the Cassante. Root lands onto Smoke. Tibbers here still doing their best to be a 6th member of the team.
This is a really even 4v5. Like, no one has HP on TSI, but they technically have numbers advantage. It's the top laner. No TP to get back in 30 seconds. This is still such an even 4v5.
All the elements to be used. There's no wild growth available. If someone goes in, it's going to be it.
He stunned
the sun is good. The blue team manages to get the Drake. The taunt lands on a Sutek. Sutek does die, but they got the dragon. Bacon picking up the kill there. Is it going to be enough? Rammus is rolling in. Epic fail guy though, in the shroud, trying to get away. Oh, Smoke flashes in, manages to get 2, but directly into the stun of a gravity field. Also, directly into the stun from the Senna. The more damage is coming out. Senna now hits really hard. You can't just walk into that. They are walking down the members of TSI here. Maple putting out a little bit of slow. MBK here trying to find a little bit of a back, but is the Timbers hits too. Is it gonna be enough though? Watercat, yeah, they're just absolutely rooted. The wild growth comes in. Watercat, though, has to leave. NBK does do a lot of damage, but goes down. Watercat taking out the Annie. It's not going to be enough.
I didn't realize
wild growth and shield is not going to be enough. Oh, the burn is too good.
So close. So close on every single set. And these guys are playing right on the edge once more. Very similar to game 1. There is very little margin of error for either side right now. It feels like MBK's pushing that envelope just a little bit more than his opponents are willing to do so, and as such, this time ends up getting punished, right? We've seen it work out well when he was able to play in that bush before, get face checked, get that first kill in the fight. This time around, you don't have the enemy's element of surprise, you don't have Tibbers either. A lot more difficult to play that as the Annie, ends up getting punished, and he's not quite strong enough in this game either to really just run over the team fight as an Annie, despite his 8 kills.
Yeah, many flashes are down here. Baron is up. It does look like Hydra want to threaten this. They know that Bacon's here. They did get the dragon, which is huge for them. Again, like you said, the margins are very slim, and now they have a little bit more damage on their side, picking up that soul. Apologies.
Yeah. Confusing for a second.
Wait a minute.
Speaking of damage, though, I'd like to take a look at Epic Tailguy, sorry. He is insanely close to his Infinity Edge. A 4-item spike on this Senna, who's already at 100 stacks. That's the point we said before. 80 to 100 is where we start saying the Senna is really online. He's already surpassed that point. He's really starting to get there. If he can get just like a couple hundred more gold before this next fight breaks out, should have Infinity Edge. And if Maple Scissor doesn't have Infinity Edge, then you can't even be looking at a fight with TSI.
Yeah. At this point, Maple has not been able to be as scary as Senna, I feel like, in some of these fights, having to pop the ultimate to just get away.
You have to give mid-pro. Uncontestable.
Sutek clones over the wall. Doesn't want to catch the smoke. Understandable.
Epic needs his base. This is a good time for TSI if they find it.
Yep, they're going to threaten the Baron here. Things are so tense. I am very stressed for both teams here. This could be the kind of fight that ends the game. They do see the Taylor Swift is here. Bacon just walks directly up. The taunt lands on Taylor Swift. The encore lands onto Smoke. Wild Growth is popped. Sutek is in the backline, manages to find Maple and absolutely obliterates him. Epic Fail Guy picks up a kill there.
Hold on.
Their turn, Smoke does pick up the kill onto Sutek. Meanwhile, Cassante goes unstoppable. The all-out is there. They go down to so little health. Tibbers has come out. Epic Fail Guy taking so much damage from Tibbers. So the root is good, but they pick up the kill onto the Senna. Smoke coming in clutch for their team here. With so little health. I don't think they're going to be able to take Baron here. The TP is coming back in.
He's coming with the shield as well. It's top lane TP.
Yeah, Taylor Swift is coming in.
Running him down.
Running. Absolutely running for Smoke. Flashing the Rammus emote.
He wants the smoke right there, but I don't think he actually does want the smoke. I feel like he may have thought he wanted the smoke, and then he turned up and said, oh, right, yeah, this is what it looks like. My bad.
The Water Cat is here.
Oh,
the gravity field slow is good, and the taunt, it lands onto Water Cat. Taylor Swift not able to be the body block. Polymorph comes in, tries to get away. Smoke boings them over the wall, and is in fact killed there by Smoke. Felt vaguely disrespectful, I'm not gonna lie.
Bacon was running around to go stun him up, and then he just got pulled over the wall to the other side. Bacon can't even stun him anymore. That's so mean. It's so unnecessary. But I would like to go back to that play by MBK, right? A lot of people there would have just stunned the Cassante because they're in their field of view. Ignores the Cassante, flashing over to get into Q range to stun Watercat instead, gets a double kill that allows the Baron to be taken without a single question of a contest, and now you can probably get down to the Drake in time as well. Gotta be careful on face checks.
Yeah, the face check. Once they know the tech because they do it themselves. They know Sutek is there. Lands directly on the MBK. Absolutely incredible. They managed to get the Tibbers down in order to get the kill onto Sutek, but is it going to be enough? Rammus Sori Slam directly on top of Leventine. The Seraphine goes down.
Oh, what a pull.
Smoke finds Epic Fail Guy. Darius 1v1 Senna. You do not win it. Justice. That's Garen. Noxian Guillotine has been served there on Epic Fail Guy.
You can call it Justice from Noxus if you want to. It's Noxus not Demacia, but it's close enough.
Swords.
He did the Justice this game. 14 kills?
Oh, my lord. They have Baron. They have 4 dragons. They have everything that it takes. Can they close the gap? It's, again, the 5k gold lead. We saw this game 1. And we know that Hydra has played this game significantly better. They have the damage. They have the ability to fight as a team. Can they salvage this game?
I mean, they've come back from a similar goal lead to this, but the difference is that it was earlier, which in some ways is harder. Right now, it feels like the momentum firmly in TSI's favor. They've already claimed tier 2 in mid. They can look to expand that into some side lanes if they want to, or they can keep trying to get this push going through. But unfortunately, the wave clear from Hydra is still pretty solid, right? Victor plus Senna, the range, as well as the damage, very good at clearing out even the banner and minions. Means that you can't just send everything on
the back line, finds the bot lane of TSI, manages to not getting killed though. Maple Syrup picks up the
so
kill
deep.
instead.
It was so deep.
It was so deep. There's no follow-up. The turnaround also from TSI was so good. Tibbers! Oh, Tibbers! NBK just absolutely obliterates Epic Fail Guy. Senna can do nothing. The siege is on. The taunt lands onto...
Smoke is making Jaws music. He's a shark.
Oh, they're taking the inhib. They took the tier 3. Tibbers is still alive. Watercat is all that's left here of Hydra. They're pushing for the end. They have everything in their pocket. And it does, in fact, look like TSI want the win.
Kill the Victor quick? There we go, well done.
And on their miracle run, they take it. TSI have won in a 3-0 matchup in finals.
How impressive was that? Like, I'll be honest, I got sold coming into this. I got sold that it was going to be a 3-0. But I can guarantee you I was not sold this as a 3-0 in favor of TSI. This was supposed to be Hydra's from beginning to end. They've now lost as many games in this series as they had in the rest of the season. This season started in January.
I have no words. I have no words. That game, we finally got to a point where the game felt close, right? I mean, huge GGs though to XSV Hydra for an incredible season, and honestly, a good showing here in finals. But TSI, they were able to fight back from the very edge of a game that looked like it was not going to be in their favor to claim victory after a miracle run through finals to get here. I have no words.
Yeah. Would you like one more cool stat about TSI's playoffs?
I would love another cool stat about TSI's playoffs.
They played every single team in playoffs. They didn't beat every single team.
Right.
They lost to the 6th seed, but after losing to Monkey's Chop, they literally played including Monkey's Chop rather, they played every single seed. And they ended up winning the whole thing. They literally played every team that was in ESL in the playoffs.
Wow. I mean, that's like scripted level of storyline, right? For a team to fight back so hard against every other team to win in finals. An incredible showing here by TSI. MVP going over to smoke on that Darius. I mean, I don't think I have to say anything. I mean, 15-2-5 Darius.
Yeah, it's a bit nasty. It's a little bit nasty. I mean, we suspected it might be something like that when you're talking through in draft. Even the Cassante taken, not the safest of tanks. You compare it to the Scion, and Smoke proving why they wanted to go Darius instead of the Garen that I was promoting for, because they're much more comfortable playing the Darius. They're much more comfortable absolutely running the game on the Darius, and in some sense of ruining the series from a Hydra point of view. His Mordekaiser in game 1 was amazing. His Darius in game 3 as well. Like, the guy has had an amazing series, and it feels like every single game he had a winning game. He had a winning matchup somehow, even though in 2 out of the both first 2 games he got counterpicked.
Yeah.
How do you win matchups like against counterpick twice in a row? That's not meant to happen.
I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. And the sheer menace that came from that top lane, I mean, Smoke really did show up exactly where they needed to be at every moment. And I'm just so impressed. I mean, TSI, I mean, you said it yourself through many of all the games that we saw, all 3 of them that we got to see today, that like the macro play was just amazing. Again, I think the mental fortitude for being able to fight back, not only, especially in game 3, right, where it was a little dubious besides topside, to clutch out a win like that. And then also they fought, they crawled through the muck, right, to get all the way here to the finals. I mean, just an incredible showing. Congratulations to TSI, always plotting as the winners here of Ember Esports Scorch League. What more is there to say?
GG's. I mean, TSI, they put on an absolute show for us today. They caught Hydra off guard, and they put them in a position they haven't been in the whole of ESL, right? Hydra came into this, we said before, that they had lost 3 games in the whole season, 2 of them in the group stage, 1 of them in the upper bracket semis, but upper bracket semis, there's no real stress, right? There's nothing all too much to panic about. You lose that game, you drop into the lower bracket. That would have been a hell of a matchup, by the way. That would have been this game in the lower bracket quarterfinals. If Spaghetti Spire has somehow managed to win that game 3. But from there, Hydra then win upper finals without any sweat. They sweep the 2 seed, and then they come into this as massive, massive favorites. And yet still, TSI, they made it look like somewhat simple in the final.
Yeah. If you didn't tell me this was finals, because, I honestly might not have believed. I mean, Hydra played very well, but just really couldn't make it happen. I mean, despite some of the best, team fights that they could make, they couldn't quite, finish those team fights. So I have heard word that we're going to take a short break while we get ready for some interviews. So don't go anywhere. We will be hearing from our winners of today's matchup. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are joined by NBK, one of our fantastic winners from TSI today. First of all, congratulations on an incredible 3-0 win here in finals. I mean, first things first, how do you guys feel after such an incredible series?
I mean, we feel great. We were super hyped in the chat after, especially after having to play like literally every series. So,
You
Yeah,
did play
to
literally
follow
every team.
yeah.
literally everyone. I mean, so like, that's my kind of my first question is like, how was your thought process and your mental going into this series, having played through quite literally the entire bracket to get here and really, fighting to get here? Like, how did you guys enter into this game? What was the mental state?
I mean, I think especially at the beginning of playoffs and kind of coming into it, we were struggling a little bit as a team. Like we were still winning, but we were struggling. Especially against some of the top teams. But we joke about it. But like Monkeys was our kryptonite. I think I missed one of those games, but they had beat us twice, and so they got knocked out. We're like, surely we win now, right? So I think honestly, the gauntlet, like it was actually really useful, and we kind of memed about playing like a bunch of best of fives and everything, but we just felt like every series we played, we just felt a little bit stronger, and we were a little bit more comfortable with what we were drafting and the stuff we're playing. So it was good, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, so thinking a little bit more broadly about your entire season, what has been, one of the highlights for you personally and also for your team of, coming all the way to win? Besides winning, obviously.
Yeah, I I mean obviously the championship is the biggest. Like I said, we kind of struggled in the regular season, so I think it was maybe like semifinals. The win in semifinals really kind of gave us the confidence that we would be able to at least show up and like give XSV like a run for their money. Uh,
Mhm.
like quarterfinals was kind of whatever. I think we were expected to beat that team, and we felt strong against them. And then once we won semis against it was CCI, okay, like maybe we got this. So yeah.
All right. I got another one. Very specific, though. I mean, your play this series was so fantastic. I mean, from the Syndra, the stuns, incredible. 10 out of 10. Also the Annie stuns as well. But also, you had some fantastic Lissandra plays. There was one in particular where you waited almost as long as possible and you ulted yourself to give your team time to get to you, right? With the Shen ult. So like for you, from your perspective, what is something that you're proud of from your showing today?
Yeah, I mean, so I think I don't know if it was semis or quarters, but the first time I played Annie was literally that game. Like I've never played Annie before in my life.
What?
So I was like, I think this looks good here because I hate
Owner who?
they picked a champion that I can't remember what it was, but I just despised it. I was like, I think Annie's probably good here. And then I dropped like 19 kills, and so then it like I scrimmed scrimmed on it once like a couple days ago,
Mhm.
and so I felt good on it, and the team was kind of like, I think this is the move. We had a couple drafts that we like prepped with possibly playing it, so I'm pretty proud that I brought that out. I mean, it's a tutorial champion, so it's not that impressive, but yeah, I think that was a turning point. I just started picking cringe champions and stopped taking TP. That was the
Yeah, I
So
mean that Ignite was huge.
oh,
The whole series, like like game one, like it didn't have as much value, but game two, game three, like the value just from Ignite you got was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, some of the matchups you feel like you just really need TP, but a lot of like this game, or at least this series, the goal was just fight, fight, fight. Like put a lot of pressure on. They kept picking
Mhm.
a mobile stuff, and so it was like, okay, I can take Ignite or I think I just take Ignite or Ghost every game. I don't. There's no reason to take TP. Our top laner's gonna have it from his quest. Like I'm not taking TP. Like so.
All right. Well, Rue, do you have any final questions before we wrap up today?
I think I'm good. I think we managed to cover everything. I will also say like congratulations, just in case I haven't said it. Like that was an amazing final to come out in the fashion that you did
Mhm.
to smack down the team that had been flying so incredibly high throughout the rest of the season in the manner that you did. I have to say like just congratulations. That was insane.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. I'll
Yeah. And so
go ahead. No, please.
just to wrap up before you leave and before we kind of wrap up the stream today, is there anything else you would like to say as you end your split?
Yeah, I just want to shout out Brendan for believing in us and being a good owner. Like he always puts together good teams for us, and he's always there to hype us up. And then obviously the boys for coming together. We've won I think one other league together, and we kind of like pulled in some pieces. We've played together before, so it was awesome. Like a last run for a lot of us. Like I know Bacon's leaving and Hacks is leaving, so it's the last little run for them for a while. And I have to say like we didn't to quote Faker, right? We didn't really win in for anyone in particular. We just believe that victory came to us along the path that we were destined to walk. So,
I mean, there is no better way to end this stream and to end this split than for that fantastic quote. So thank you, MBK, for being with us here today. And thank you to everyone who is watching. GG's to XSV Hydra for being here. But I've been Bexen. This has been Rue. And we've been joined by our lovely producer, Last Ravent. But that's going to be it for us here today. Thank you for joining us for finals. Have a good evening.
Blinding lights, lost in your eyes, feeling the pressure. You and I, spending the night, chasing forever.